And we're back in the Mythic Odyssey of Theros, session 21. Been playing this for a while now, for some Theros chaos. And it was chaos. Do you remember what happened last week?
Yes.
Nothing bad.
Don't want to talk about.
Body swap horror.
Yes, the main hook of the dungeon, the doors that swapped minds and swapped bodies, led to some, let's say, interesting discoveries within each other. Although you managed to get yourselves all back into the right bodies, although there are very much still some active doorways to try and work your way past. But I think now you've cottoned on to exactly how they work, that they shouldn't be too big of a puzzle for you. You also discovered a small room with two statues wrestling that was blown up. You discovered a small alchemy station where I believe you made some basic healing stuff, if I'm not mistaken. A treasure chest crackling with arcane energy with the wording. Actually, let me remind myself exactly how it was worded. It was walk the path less travelled, I believe, yes. You couldn't quite find the solution to that one, so you have decided to wander on. Wandering through a natural cave formation until eventually you got into a room filled with weapons, scrolls and wine, and a statue that melted stuff when you put it in its hand, which asked the question, bring me the greatest weapon that kings covet and puts warriors to ruin and ends all battles. And after some definite thinking and some willpower, you managed to solve the puzzle by giving it a small writing stylus and got yourselves a Helm of the Gods. And that's about where we left off. So I'll leave it to you. What would you like to do next?
No.
Good answer.
Don't know.
This cursed
Don't know.
So
bloody next plinth.
So you know,
What's your secrets?
Melucas Dios always has detect magic active at all times. There are still some magical items in that previous room because they were being sort of like hidden by something, by the actual trap itself. And also when you were standing in this room, particularly here, there was definitely magic coming from the other room as well.
I'm going to start rummaging through the...
You're going to start rummaging? Are you just going straight for where the magic calls?
Where it is, so I might as well.
Yeah, there's no point in actually... Because there's thousands of weapons, the majority of which are just mundane versions of things.
When you've got a cat who can actually see magic.
But there are definitely some interesting items. So you can either go after whichever spell scrolls were finished, look for any of the items or weapons, or see if there's anything with the consumables, the wines and such.
I try and find something that's going to make me a better murderer.
The wine was very tasty. I can recommend it.
Weapons.
Will that make me a better murderer?
Going for the weapons for the murderer. Are you going off? DS, are you telling Bennett where the magic is? Or are you just letting him rummage himself?
I'll just point.
Okay. So let's have a look at what would make you a better murderer that you would find. You find a small sort of orangey sort of blade, like a scimitar sort of thing, and it seems to be hot to the touch.
Curious.
Is it still hot if I touch the hilt, or is it just the blade that's hot?
The blade is definitely hotter than the hilt, but it's definitely warm in your hand. It's not hot enough to burn, but it's definitely warm.
Toasty.
Can I pick it up?
You can do.
Does anything happen?
It depends if you're going to attune to it or not.
Or I'll have to want to tune to something though. I'm going to do that.
Or see if there's
Ooh.
somebody that has some way to identify. I don't know, maybe a hat recently gave them the power to.
Oh,
Crazy
is that
then.
me?
Yes,
I can
Nadrin.
ritual cast identify, guys.
Is that me in my hat?
that's you in your hat.
I need to try and find my hat.
It
There's my hat.
is the helm of the gods. So you always
Get
have
closer so
fastest
you can hear
one
me.
active, and then you can pick one between each long rest.
Oh, and Thassa's is
Is
identify.
identify.
I too have identified it.
Note that you can't ritual cast identify through that, so you basically get 3 casts of identify or the other spell.
Yeah, I'm just reading that now. But if
But if Zolk already has it, it depends if you want to.
if Rat Boy's already got it, then
It depends on if you trust him
Really?
to tell the truth. Okay, so if as you cast identify on this sword, would you like everybody to know what it is, or just yourself?
I'll
Everybody.
keep it to myself for now.
You'll keep it to yourself for now. So just mark down that you've
Yeah.
got a warm sword.
A warm sword.
Is it made of pork?
I was just about to say that sounds wrong in too many ways.
You've already gone through the naked wrestlers. Please don't carry on. Dios, as you poke around, heading towards the source of magic in the room that sort of draws to you personally, there is a quite old-looking pike. It seems to be made out of this very thick, untreated oak branch and a simple bronze tip at the top.
Theos does love a pike. Let's take a look-see, shall we?
Okay. So you can definitely tell it's magical. It is a magic item of some kind. But you would definitely need to attune to it to be able to work out what it does.
Does anyone else have identified?
I said Nadrin can auto-cast it, but it costs one of the charges, and Zolk can ritual.
it depends on if you trust Zolk enough.
No.
I'm not that
He
bad.
is
No.
bleeding from every hole of his body, so a lot of which
Zolk
weren't
is.
there at the beginning of the day. Yeah. Zolk's a stiff breeze from actual death. He's used all of his get out of death free cards.
Yeah.
He's fine.
We even burnt my cursed epithet.
Yeah.
Like, I can use it.
You can use it to keep yourself alive, but
That's it.
it's only for an hour if you don't lose all the hit points. But yeah, it's
And if I maintain concentration.
and maintain concentration and so on.
I can use a charge of my hat if you don't trust him.
Why would I trust the rat?
That is a
What's he
Because
done
he's
that
a
good
there's no trust?
question.
He's about to die?
Yeah, you'd
Well, he
win the
needs to
fight if he
hurry
tries
up.
to take it. Yeah,
What would he get from lying to you?
he's also
When
too
you
small
can
to use a
just-
pike.
You can just
Yeah.
flick his nose and he's dead.
Do not
Actually,
tempt him. Do not tempt Dios. Yes, I'd like you to use a charge, please. I don't trust the rat.
Okay.
Are you going to tell everyone what it does, or just Deos and yourself?
Dios, would you want everyone to know, or just me and you?
I'd like to read what it does first before I share.
Okay. So Dios and Nadrin. So there should be an item in magic items right at the top. New, and it's a pike.
Holy fuck, yes, I'm having that. That belongs to me. That is my new pike.
Where
Holy
is
shit.
this?
I will tell everyone what this does.
Okay, I will show to players.
So this pike is made from an old and broad oaken branch. worn over time into the perfect shape to function as both weapon and support. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with this weapon. In addition, you count any levels of exhaustion you have as one lower when determining the exhaustion effects. And it's called
God damn.
Endurance.
That's dirty.
I have a lot of abilities that could potentially give
Mhm.
me exhaustion, so that is really good for me. Like, really good. And I do have an attunement, so gimme.
Okay.
Seeing that bloodshed's happening and all this, Sogeg just angered at the sight of another logic puzzle that's surely not going to involve stabbing something. I'm just going to walk in. I'm going to tune into, with no magic sense, but I'm going to tap into the feeling of blood, my blood sense, and try and see if I can feel if any of these items have been soaked most in blood at some point in their life.
So
I'm just going to
while blood
hover
sense
my looking
is
hand.
mostly for detecting things that are still alive, I'd
It
still very
is.
much say you'd be able to tell when a weapon has spilt a significant amount of blood.
Yes.
And there's only really one that calls your attention enough to, okay, all weapons have slain a handful of people here or there, but there's one that's like, ooh, this one actually has some history to it. And it seems to be this sort of collapsed mechanism, almost like a sort of how would I describe it? So you would know what a ballista is. It's basically a smaller ballista that's strapped to a saddle and
yes.
collapsed inwards.
I slip off my ring of the ram, and I just pick up the ballista. Sogeg's almost like almost just like a sigh of relief as he's just so pent up with having to touch that pen that he finally gets to touch something that's obviously killed something again.
So it is a mounted Ethitonos. So
Ooh.
you can either wield it normally, where you can only fire it if you haven't moved, or you can mount it on a creature of size large or greater, and whoever's using that creature as a mount
My
or
God.
riding them can use it without the heavy restriction, so small creatures can use it as well. So long as the rider hasn't used any of the movement speed. So as long as the rider hasn't gotten on the person or off the mount that turn, they can use it.
I put it on my back, on my
Man,
noble steed back.
So I told you I had gifts in mind.
Yes.
I don't like it that you're giving us nice things. It feels like Christmas with a weird uncle.
Yes. What could I be planning?
Yes, but first it giveth, then it taketh away.
You definitely notice Sogeg is greatly injured right now. Greatly injured. Very, very injured.
To the point where even
Trying to
Pokeg's trying to crawl inside you.
Ew.
Pogeg is a bit stronger than me right now.
Rub it up
But
against
Pogeg
you.
is going to instantly jump up on my back.
Also, have you
I now
noted
have-
the type of ammunition this thing uses?
I've not yet used. Oh my god! Sogeg just sees Pogeg tinkering around with this ballista, and he suddenly just puts a certain something from my pockets in it, and it just works. And Sogeg couldn't be happier.
I think
He
I know.
uses javelins. He uses javelins.
Can I
I'm
call
gonna-
the party? Can I call the party together?
Oh,
I mean, you
listen.
can call us, but is everyone going to show up?
Well, if they want to be healed, yes.
Ah! I just hug Dios as tight as possible.
Okay, I will.
Please.
We're all going to have a little sit down around the Lion Man, and we're going to have to sit in silence for a moment. Okay?
Can you tell us a
So-
story, Uncle Dios?
Oh, I might sing a little. Or chance.
You tell me the one about how my stealth attacks work. That
I mean, you
was my
have got a
favourite.
bard in the party.
No, we don't.
That laugh.
No, we don't.
I'll have the party sit around me and I'll proselytize a little bit about the benefits of following Heliod and how his light loves you all. And during this entire speech, I'm glowing slightly. My whole body is glowing ever so slightly. So it only lasts for a minute, but I'm going to cast Aura of Radiance,
Ah,
which
okay.
means I have 20d6 healing to do for the party.
Oh Lord.
Well,
It's
I'm just going to
basically-
tell you this now. I don't need any health.
So yeah, it's 2d6
Likewise.
every round for 10 rounds. So
Yeah.
yeah, 20d6 hit points to share out.
I could use quite a lot of
I
those.
thought you were going to go for Prayer of Healing, but yeah, that's way better.
Aura of Vitality is
Yeah.
way better.
But
Way
yeah,
better.
I didn't realise that, because it sounds like such a combat spell, because it's every round, but it's like, well, no, out of combat, that's just your default, get all of it.
Yeah,
How's mine to go?
We can
'Cause
wait.
I don't need it right now.
out of box thinking.
I'm well impressed.
See? This is why you bring
Cleric
smart boys
bullshit.
to the party. Cleric bullshit at its finest. I'm going to roll 20d6 because I can.
I'll allow it.
Respectable.
There's 66 points going.
I'll take all of it. Who's taking what?
You can fight amongst yourselves who takes it. As a third level spell, 66 points is a lot.
Who
That's
puts
a
their
lot.
hand up? Who needs healing right now?
I'm on one.
And we can share it.
Scuts is looking pretty banged up.
I'm
I'm a
just
bit
going to
more
go over here
concerned now
so
that
that, like, I don't need it.
Bennett's got a tape measure and he's just poking me in the eye and pogeg with it, and I'm a bit concerned.
I'm just messing with you.
I put a javelin in my great ballista on my back and just.
It doesn't fire
Give me a
javelin.
sec.
does it?
Just,
It does
there
fire
we go.
javelins.
It's just gonna
Oh, for fuck's
keep
sake.
measuring that out. Just from that. Yeah.
Well,
There's a reason we've been carrying javelins around this.
It suits
It's my
Sogek
currency.
so well. It's his currency.
does
I'm
Bennett
gonna be
need
broke
anything?
now.
I think me and Bennett are at full. That's why I moved away anyway. Neil is down 3 points, so
Neil can suffer.
he doesn't really need it.
Pogeg doesn't need it.
I'll take 16 of it, and then you've got 30 each. Dogeg and Scots, unless Bennett needs any.
That ain't math. I gotta be real. Cheat.
I'm at
No,
max
no,
health.
25 each. Brain's hard.
I'll take 25
I don't need it as much as you guys.
without
so.
even a question of like trying to barter and be like, no, you look battered. Sogeg just like laps up all the health that Zolk just gave away. Oh, I feel relieved. I'm still really injured.
Dear very merciful DM.
Yeah, I saw finally saw your message on Discord. So yeah, if you just drag it from the compendium.
Okay, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
I have
pop it out.
I have a spell for this, and I looked in my thing, and I'm like, fucking
You've got-
hellish rebuke.
You've got an ability
What
for
did I
it.
do?
It's not that you've got your ability, but you can use that while raging, so it's a good in battle one.
I could do more healing, by the way, if you don't mind sitting around and listening to me prattle on about Heliod a bit more. I can do more.
Sogeg's already asleep, so I'm fine for
Not to give it away, I'm really impressed you're not just taking a short rest or a long rest.
Don't
Actually,
trust.
it is pretty safe around here.
Considering
to be honest.
this place
We
has
could
been
long rest.
untouched for
Yeah, we've been
centuries.
we sat around. I don't know my
What?
blood sense. Can I just use my blood sense again, just to double check something? I'm
Okay.
actually not towards the weapons this time. I'm actually.
I remember
'Cause
that.
I
Yeah.
gave you slightly wrong information because it's based specifically on
Cursed blood
like,
sense.
if it's alive, essentially.
Yes, yeah, it is.
So that'll be 4 creatures that you can. 5. I'd consider that thing alive. Oh, 6. Sorry, I'd consider that.
I've got good news and bad news, everyone. But don't know if it's good news or bad news, but there's quite a few less things that I can blood sense now. At least 1 or 2. I'm spooked.
I remember 9.
I'm
No,
not.
it was always 6.
They don't feel.
They
what
haven't
about
moved
7?
at all,
I thought it was 7. Oh, sweet.
and it's been a good like half an hour since your last blood sense for it. So,
Were they to the north? They were to the north, weren't they? One of them?
so I'll measure out. Let me zoom out so I don't end up giving away the actual positions. So you've got ones there, 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 and there. Oh, again.
Interesting.
There,
Yeah.
there, 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 and there.
I don't want to excite you, Zolk, but I think your Blink Dog friends have followed us.
Puppies!
Why would that ever be a problem?
I'm definitely not saying that as just to try and get Zolk to bait the alive things and not us. I think they have. It smells like dog on the air. A definite scent. As this is happening, Soga's just like splayed on all 8, and he's just got his nose to the ground. He's just sniffing for blood. I sense it. I'm down for a short rest, though. We want a short rest. And I'll listen to more Heliod stories.
There are still a few magical pings in that room as well.
I'm just going to walk over first. I'm just going to pick up one of the bloody scrolls.
Yeah, okay.
I pick up the first one I look at.
Okay, roll a d10
Angered.
for me.
Curse you, magics.
Can you read?
Select.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Oh, I wish I had my Helm of Intellect. Why did I trade that for the power of rams? I'm very out. Oh,
There you go.
God, I'm smart.
It's a spell scroll of sending.
Oh,
Send it.
interesting. And I say, yeah, in keeping of it, I send the scroll and I just yeet it at our sorcerer.
It slaps you on the back of the head.
Thanks.
Sending can be useful.
It certainly can be.
Definitely.
I don't even know what it does.
They can harass people from infinite distance.
Yeah.
Ah, lovely.
And things are
send hate
things.
comments.
I believe in Theros. Things still like have their brains when they're dead. So if anyone we don't like dies, we can just harass them in hell.
That is very true.
Oh, I could send a message to Pogegwan. Oh, how are you
could
doing,
do.
little buddy?
We could send messages to
Definitely.
the bestest ogre buddy.
Oh, Frankos.
Yeah, you can see how Frankos is doing.
Can they respond?
And then we get to hear his voice again. Or at least I do.
It depends if he knows how to respond to a sending.
I don't have high hopes for that, sadly.
I'm just going to stagger back that mighty effort to read. It's the most I've read in. Oh, I just collapse into a night. Hug me, little Pogeg.
Would there be anything non-weapon or scroll-based that would be of interest?
There's wine.
It depends on how much you want to search through.
Can the Mau Mau point me in the right direction?
He could,
I just point.
but will he?
I point him in a general direction that's just ever so slightly off.
You're actually letting him interrupt your treatise on Heliod.
Oh, I don't stop. I just point.
So it point towards the wine racks, but as to what specific ones there have what in them, who knows? You'll have to go through and search, maybe even investigate.
Busy proselytizing.
Making sure it's not a disadvantage for some reason. That's garbage.
So you go through, digging and digging. Most of it is just sour wine and vinegar at this point. There's a couple that have other smells, but you can't really tell what they are. So it's up to you whether you want to just grab stuff at random or just give up.
I get lucky. You never know.
You never
I'll
know.
grab every other bottle.
When have you ever not been lucky?
Can you carry that many bottles? They're only a tiny rat man.
You
have a friend with pockets.
I'm currently carrying 56.
Yeah, get Granny
Wait, I
drunk.
don't know.
So does Granny like off wine? Granny might do.
I mean, how much can a
You
bag
could
of
use
holding
it to
hold?
pickle things.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a 10 by 10 foot cube, but it's got a weight limit, and if you go over its weight limit, it rips and everything goes into the astral plane. You lose all of it.
Oh
So what
no.
you're telling me is we can't just tip the wine rack into it.
I mean, you could.
I say yeah. That's
You could
You
do
said
anything
there
you
was
want. This is
saying-
D&D.
Okay.
Glad you said that. I'm going to start thinking of stuff.
Would I be able to use magic awareness to try to determine which one it is?
You would be able to, yes, because essentially it's a quick pulse of detect magic.
Ooh.
Then Scuts will use magic awareness.
Towards the wine rack where Zolk is.
Yeah, she's seeing him dig for something, so she's trying to help.
Okay. So you ping two different bottles that at first glance just look like all the others, just caked in dust and nothing. But you can tell that whatever is in them, even if it may have gone off in flavour, the magic is still potent.
I'll go over and I'll pluck them out of the pile and hand them to Zolk.
Oh.
Without saying anything, so he doesn't know what just happened. There you go.
I have been told to drink. I see.
A wise move. While this is happening, Pogeg, just because there was too much cohesion going on here, Pogeg just runs a full circuit of the room. Unfortunately, just as Scuts picks up those two actual magical ones, he's just gonna absolutely yeet it and just fucking two foot stomp some of the wine bottles.
Are you going for the magic ones or just the bottles?
No, specifically not. That those were picked up as he was going to do his little circuit.
Then yes, if
Yeah.
you collide in and covered in stale wine and shards of glass.
Pogeg's natural territory.
Zolk, did you say you were drinking one of them?
I was given 2, right?
You were given 2.
I'll drink the left one.
Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, it's going to be that one. Okay. Fuck me. Alright. Zolk, what's your spell save DC?
Oh no.
Uno momento.
Oh no.
15.
I like Zolk. He was cool.
Okay, I need Neil to make a wisdom saving throw.
Neil?
Neil.
Oh.
Oh no. I like Bennett's idea.
Does he have anything? No, just con.
That meets it. You managed to resist the sudden, overwhelming charm coming out of Zolk. Zolk, I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Did I not have advantage on these for something? I forgot.
It helps Pogeg's just kicking his shins right now. It's affectionate.
Well,
Is that how Pogeg shows affection?
I think that's how I've been like seeing it.
Well, his kicks are definitely a disadvantage.
Versus.
Okay.
Oh.
I need you to mark down that you have a level 1 addiction to beast broth.
Oh no! It's finally happened. I'm sure we'll find loads of beast broth.
Beast broth, which you should actually have the access to the details of it under intoxicants. When you drink it, it produces the effect of dominate beast. And if the target's initial saving throw fails, the effect lasts for 1 hour with no concentration required on your part. but it's addiction DC 15, so every time you drink it, you need to make a DC 15 con save, or have to drink it every day, or get a level of exhaustion. But you've still got the other
Where
one.
can I find this?
Uh,
I'll worry about that one
So
later.
if you go to items, consumables, and intoxicants, it was beast broth. You have a level 1 addiction to beast broth.
Oh god.
What wow?
Right, dominate beast. What does it do?
It basically charms, and you can tell them what to do. You puppet them for a
No, Xenagos, get out of my head.
bit.
Oh god.
I'm so glad it was Zolk that drank that, not.
I mean, you've still got
Sogesh.
another bottle of wine you could drink.
There is another
Is
bottle of
there
wine.
any of it left?
Not in the one that you drank now.
Okay, so I'll change that
There's
to
only a
empty
single dose.
magical wine bottle.
Yes. So you have one magical wine bottle and one empty bottle that used to have magic in it. Good answer.
Respectable.
So at this point, the only magic left are a couple of the scrolls, and that's about it. At least in this room. So it depends.
I'm
on
just
if you
going to
fancy
fall
some
asleep for a convenient 30 minutes.
magic scrolls or not.
I mean, I can give you a long rest on a short rest.
I don't need a long rest, now that I've heard the beautiful tales of Heliod.
Are you convinced to renounce your heathen god and join the one true god?
It's sort of, you've more reinvigorated it. So the burning heat of the sun just reminds me of burning flesh. That reminds me that Mogis really is everywhere. And he loves us.
I think it's just
Is-
blind,
is-
personally.
Is there anything on this doorway before I step foot through it?
That doorway. There is a green gem above the door.
Oh no!
Take me all the way.
Oh, I forgot there were gems in this
There is a
dungeon.
red gem above the door.
Ah!
There's in this dungeon as well.
Fine, I'll go through that one.
You go through that one. The gem pulses and shatters as a red light starts following you.
What about this other door at the end?
It's also red.
Oh,
Neil!
we've never done that
No.
yet. We've never had one person walk through both. That definitely won't do something bad. It'll probably do
You
nothing, actually.
walk through the door
Yeah.
and nothing happens.
Right, cool. Well, I remember this room being pointed out.
Into a room filled with treasure chests of
Oh,
varying styles and designs.
we need to get to the... I'm sorry, I've still got vision of Zolk, but we need to get to that room ASAP. ASAP.
I have a bit of heebie-jeebies about rooms full of treasure chests.
Why?
I know that bad things happen.
Why would you have heebie-jeebies about? It's treasure.
Because I've done it myself. I've pulled this shit.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Do any of them
I'm
stand
not
out?
worried. I'm not
He also
worried.
plays a game called Dungeons and Dragons back with his pride, and he made a...
Oh, it's treasures and Tarrasques. That's the in-game
That's
one.
it.
Treasures and
Bunions and flagons.
Yes.
Basements and basilisks.
That's it. Bit
Do
Harry
any of
Potter.
them stand out, though?
So, is
just
anyone
gonna stay away from the door in
chasing
case
down
one explodes.
the rat?
Honestly, at this point, we might as well just paint him yellow and calling him a canary.
Canary's supposed to help you out of danger, though. So far, Zolk has brought us danger.
So you're sending canary into somewhere really dangerous, and if it dies, you don't follow it.
Oh, that's the trick. We've been following the canary. Crap.
Exactly. That's why I've just backed
We've, not
away
been-
from the
we
door.
forgot how minds work. I'm definitely not following it. I am curled up.
Someone's got to keep an eye on the little guy.
You need more healing.
This is gonna follow.
If you go this way, it's a
Okay,
red gem.
so if you're
go
going
that
through
way,
that door, there is a green gem above that door.
Oh, well. What's done is done.
Okay, well, the green gem flashes and cracks, and a green light starts following you. So the doors that people can see with gems on them, this door has a red gem, this door has a green gem, and this door has a green gem.
I'm tempted to steal Zolk's body and like jump off a bridge. I've got to be honest.
Yes, those famous underground bridges.
I'll make one. I'll whittle. Zolk can burrow. We
Yeah,
know
but
that.
it's
I can make a
also-
bridge myself.
Zolk wouldn't die just to get your body; it would still be you dying.
Oh,
This is what that counts.
So, in
Oh,
this
God, the
room,
Nubu
there
life
are
was so good.
12 treasure chests of various designs and makes. Seemingly, some that have seemed to be here almost like built in, and others that have been placed in. Recently is a strong word. It's very clear in this dungeon that no one's been here in hundreds of years, but there's definitely some older treasure chests in there.
the question still stands of, are any of them unique, or are they all just kind of the same?
Unique in the fact that they all have a different sort of pattern and design on them, but they all are different. So there's nothing that particularly stand out in that sense. Same as the weapons beforehand.
Alright, I'll ask a question that I hope you remember when I run things later. Are any of them breathing?
Okay.
That's a good question.
Make
Solid
What I do.
question.
make a nature or perception check.
Okay. Which of these am I better at?
Is the DC the same on both? That's the question.
Oh, right, yeah. They... Squint.
As far as you're aware, treasure chests don't breathe.
Is there anything out of the ordinary that Dios can point out? Figure out?
You can tell that some of these chests are magical.
I do have a
But some of them
15
are
passive
not.
perception as well.
15 passive. You definitely get the heebie-jeebies, although from which particular chests you can't quite tell. You just know that you can tell with this dungeon, there's a trap here.
I immediately write it off and think it's just Zolk being Zolk because he makes everyone a bit crazy when he's around. I think it's the wet rat smell.
It's fine.
He needs another bath. That's what he needs.
Can I just poke the one I'm in front of?
What are you poking it
I
with?
bet.
My finger?
You're poking it with your finger. Fantastic.
It's not your finger anymore.
So
Oh, no.
you
Chop.
poke forward with your finger, and it sort of bends in a little bit, almost like jelly, and then your finger is now
Ooh.
stuck. And you also let's give.
How could you do that to me?
Why? What? How can I do
You
what
did
to
it to
you?
yourself.
How could you lure me in?
I've done nothing.
She's
Oh,
the
that was the wrong
best
one.
player death ever.
You said, don't worry about it.
Uh,
7 times.
That would actually
Yes.
be piercing damage
Yes.
because I rolled the wrong one, and it was plus 7 acid, so it'd be 10 piercing damage, 7 acid damage.
That's exactly my life total.
Oh no!
Oh no!
As a row of ugly teeth show along the edge of the treasure chest.
When I find it, I've got one cast of this.
Oh.
Ah!
Okay, I'll let you have it. So it needs to make a dex save. It doesn't, so it takes a solid 16 points of fire damage.
Yay, upcasting.
To save his life, I will use one of my Thassa's devotees.
The crashing wave thing. So
The giving
the
temporary hit
points.
points.
Yeah. So roll 2d8. Is that the right one? No, I can't remember how it works.
Let me just open it.
Is it you
I
get 10
roll-
temporary hit points, or is it that you?
It's 10 temporary hit points. If it goes away, then it's 2d8 cold damage, everything within 5 feet.
So you would reduce that damage by 10, and then 2d8 cold damage to it would be Scuds and to the mimic.
I'm on 10.
God.
Sorry, Scuts. I had to save the rat, though.
Did you?
12 points. Of
Maybe
cold.
not.
What damage type is it? Cold damage? I am not immune. Okay.
Okay, well, if Zolk is still alive and currently attached to this, I will have everyone roll initiative.
Scuds will raise her granny stick up like she's gonna take the finger off and free him.
Oh, shit!
We're going first.
On initiative. Have fun.
That was a crit. Wow, okay.
Oh no.
Everybody gets one.
You rolled your crit for today.
Yeah, I did.
And, well, you managed to get that reaction off from a surprise attack. So, yeah, you're very much quick on the draw here. So, what would you like to do?
I am going to... I wasn't prepared for this. I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast.
Good old-fashioned Eldritch Blast.
So, about and about.
So, this is why you should have used Magic Missile.
Yeah, I know.
And used the chaotic Magic Missile thing that I gave you.
I don't want to use all of my spell slots up though.
Okay, so you bap it with 3 points of force damage from your long-range Super Soaker. Anything else?
I am gonna move
Okay.
to here, and that's it for me. And Neil can make it to there,
That he can.
so he's gonna make it to there.
He can use his action to dash in if he wants to get nice and close, but it depends on if you want everybody in the room together.
What's the worst that could happen?
He's gonna run to there using his action,
Okay.
so he has
He's got cover as he's spitting in.
he's got distance if
Yeah.
he needs to go in, but he'll keep himself out of the way because the room is rather crowded.
It is a little. Bennett, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I occupy the same space as in a chest?
No.
Okay, then I'll run to there, and I will swipe at it once with Soul Reaver.
Swipe at it with Soul Reaver.
And I believe everything is weak to this, so it does double the damage.
It would get do double slashing damage. Yes.
Double slashing damage, that's it, yeah.
That would be, and sneak is just normal damage, so it would be everything doubled. So yeah, you just run straight forward and precision slice it right down the back connector, severing its mimic spine.
I just turn to Zolk and go, "You're welcome." And then slowly walk away again.
Not to give anything away, but we'll keep the turn order. You can act it freely, but we'll go back to the start when or if it's needed.
No, well, that doesn't sound dodgy, does it? We'll go
We
back to
say,
the start.
Don't worry about it.
Where are my bard spells? What have I got?
I feel like there's a phrase that works for this. I think it's don't worry about it.
I got nothing. I'm gonna just step to the side and wait for.
So
Wait,
the
Does this
sagging
dead thing have
flesh
anything in it?
just turns into a puddle of purplish grey sludge. Are you gonna root around its sticky remains to see if there's anything in there?
Yes.
Ew.
Okay. Make a strength
Bye-bye.
saving throw.
I'm not good at these.
But you're good enough as you dig through, find something solid and wrench it free. And with a bit of practice, now that you know these things are exceptionally sticky, you put quite a bit of force into it. And out you rip a small gold ingot.
Okay. I will now step to the side and await the rest of them to be executed.
The rest of what? There's.
Don't worry about it.
Why would you execute a treasure chest?
I don't know.
No, ask Bennett.
Why would you?
Attacked us.
Well,
It just bit Zolk.
Well, he poked it first. This thing's been down here for hundreds of years. It's not eaten in a while. It's hungry.
that doesn't make it any better.
Treasure chests aren't supposed to be hungry.
I mean, why else would you put stuff in them? Gotta feed your bins.
I mean, If I
You're
just-
confusing the bins with dogs now.
Ah,
if I just
Dogs or bins.
so that's where I got it wrong. I was confusing them with the hippogriffs.
Eldritch Blast a box, will it destroy the box?
Depends on the box.
Oh God. Someone other than me try to think, please.
Sometimes you just gotta go with a hunch. I believe in you, Zolk. The next chest you pick will be the right one.
I like that you believed in him
shoot
from
this
like
chest.
2 rooms over.
This isn't my dream. I'm just dreaming of Zolk. I don't know if it is Zolk's blood, but there's a lot of blood near Zolk. And it's,
There's still some
That's true.
residual sort of seeing through each other's eyes after swapping bodies. It might go away after, a long rest outside the temple.
I can direct separate Eldritch Blasts at different targets, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I get 2 of them.
Yes.
So one's going at this one,
Okay.
and the other's going at this one.
Okay. So the first one hits the ceiling after aiming at a box of about a foot off the ground. The other one connects, but doesn't seem to do any damage whatsoever. Just sort of definitely hits, There's a bit of scuff mark, but it doesn't seem to have caused any sort of permanent damage.
It would appear that I found the normal one.
I don't know. Have
Well,
you?
If nothing happened with the second one I pointed at, then the one next to Bennett should be fine.
Theoretically.
Have fun, Bennett.
Oh, what would you like to do?
I've got a pike. I'm just going to start staying at range and just start using the blade of the pike to start flipping the lids open.
Okay, which one are you going to start with?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked.
Just start
Pick
with a one
one.
shot.
Which ones have been attempted so far?
So this one is a puddle of mush. In fact, I will delete the ones that have been checked. But everything else, you've no idea.
Okay.
Other
Yeah.
than there's a slight scuff mark on, well, there was a slight scuff mark on this one, but it didn't really cause a lot of damage,
Okay.
if any.
Just gonna one.
Oh,
Okay.
how ominous.
No. I'm just gonna because I've got a 10-foot range with this pike.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be poking each one that I can get in range, which is pretty much all of them apart from the two corners.
Who are we starting with?
We'll go to the one closest to Bennett,
Go for the one closest to Bennett.
and then we'll move clockwise towards next to Scuds.
So you go and poke with your new pike, only to find it quite difficult to pull away.
Ooh, okay.
As we are back into combat.
Okay. Can I, instead of pulling away, just immediately lean into it? Stop pushing it?
Yes, I'll give you a free attack.
Because,
Yes.
Theos is smart. Unlike the rest. Okay. I'm not in direct sunlight, am I?
No, you are underground.
Just before any turns advance. Oh, we're going back to the start of the thing.
Yes.
I was going to say, because on my last turn I didn't take a second attack, so I was going to say, would I be able to take it or would I not?
No, there's been a pause. It's more just everyone's quick reaction times, and rather than making you roll each time you activate anything.
A low roll.
It's a low roll. But it's also a stationary object, so
Not hard to hit.
you give it a solid poke. Sadly, it's piercing damage, not slashing, so you don't get Bennett's benefits.
That's okay.
But it still does 10 damage. That is nothing to sneeze at. So, beginning of the order is Nadrin once again. You are the quickest to react.
Yeah, we're just gonna Eldritch Blast it again.
Okay.
Wow, what are these rolls?
You scuff the same side that the previous Eldritch Blast hit. And again, doesn't seem to have done a great deal. Now it's turn. And I think what it's going to do is try and slurp up the pike like a noodle, considering it's still stuck in him, just a lot further into him. So, Dios, I need a strength check from it. So it'll be either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, go. One moment. Let's go for. Well, Dios traditionally not especially dexterous, so it's going to be athletics.
Oh yeah, so you feel a tug on your pike, but honestly, it was probably weaker than your own stab into it, so you don't care.
You see Dios flex and muscles shine. It's beautiful.
I'm trying to sleep over here. Stop
Bennett.
Stupid sexy lion man.
Right, okay, nobody else is within 5 feet of it, so I'll have to turn sneak attack off for this one. But I will be, again, slashing at it. First attack with Soul Reaver.
Okay.
What does that do?
It definitely connects. It's not dead, but
Right,
it
cool.
at least connect.
And I'll follow that up with a lash from my Demon Spine Whip,
Your demon spine whip.
which, but that's not going to do it.
That's the Bennett we all know.
Yeah, you're still getting used to it.
He's back.
Okay. Anything else? Your sword is currently stuck inside, or at least along the edge of this thing. They're exceptionally adhesive.
Oh,
So you could just drop your sword and walk away.
No, I'm
if
not
you
dropping
wanted
Soul
to, but-
Reaver. Soul Reaver goes, I'm going in after it, and I'll stab my way out if I have to.
Perfectly valid explanation.
Absolutely. I will keep that in
There isn't
mind.
anything else that I can do, so I am staying put.
So, Gag.
In the room, you just hear a pained roar. Almost like a great bestial shout. As in my nice night-night dreams, I sort of get distracted from the glorious sights of Zolk in a bath of mystery blood. I just see the lights of Heliod. I just see a strangely ripped Dios benching 10 pounds more than my personal best. I just begin to... Could I be wrong? Could Heliod be right? No. And Pogeg just shivs me in the side and I go back to my night-nights.
Okay.
Just hug Pogeg extra tight.
Zolk.
Theos is stronger than you.
I mean, I'll just ring a bell. It's fine.
Okay. So it needs to make a wisdom save.
Toll the Dead is just never a bad move.
It does not succeed, so go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh,
Oh, that is great.
How in the Christ do you roll
Dirty.
the damage?
It's 2d12.
2d12.
Okay,
not bad.
Okay,
I'll
not bad.
take it.
Acceptable toll.
Yeah. Slightly below average, but not much. A natural one.
Anything else?
Is this a bonus action? Yes. I'm gonna heal myself.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, 8 points of healing
Bard
back.
coming in clutch.
I've got no spell slots now. Have fun. Well, that's me.
Dios.
Okay. The pike's already pretty heavily in there at this point.
Yeah, it's very much stuck in there.
Okay. That's fine. I'll get it. Eventually.
Theoretically.
I'm not precious about my weapons, unlike someone who looks down at me.
Hey, this new weapon's pretty cool, though.
It is pretty cool, but it's not as cool as the love of healing.
Oh, that's quite warm, though.
Nerd.
Eric!
Just hear the echo.
I would fireball you if I had a spell slot for it.
So you'll divine intervention a fireball into him.
Oh, not
I don't
again.
get fireballs from healers anymore. I get Deathling. I get the Death Star.
Yeah, you just have to wait a couple of turns for it to dig down deep enough, and then all of a sudden the ceiling caves in.
Still got 2 days left on that.
Yep. But it proves
Damn.
a point. And that's all that matters. I'm just going to smack it again, I suppose.
Give it another
Yep.
thrust.
Yeah. I'm not going to thrust. I'm just going to grab hold of it like a twist.
Ooh. And it gives a solid twist. You can definitely see the consistency of this mimic start to fade a little bit, although it still has quite a tight grip on both Endurance and Soul Reaver.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to use any other spells on this. It's just a mimic. There's no point.
Just a mimic. What else could it do? Scuds!
Well,
Breath weapon.
if we come across a big one, then I'd be worried.
Why would a mimic have a breath weapon? That's weird.
Because you made it.
A mimic usually wouldn't, but it's you. You owe me many metaphysical pounds.
It's your fault for making it a meme.
No, that was you. We just lent into it. That's it. All you.
It's all you. You can't get out of this one.
Why would I want to? I get to give everything breath weapons.
Breath weapons are great.
Alright. Scuts is gonna go in blunt end of the granny stick and just drop it straight down on the chest.
Okay. So it's in the mimic or the chest directly in front of you?
The mimic.
Okay.
No! Wait! The chip's directly in front of me! Scuts has no idea what's going on right now.
So you're seeing
We're
everybody
just
else.
attacking treasure chests.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So
This is how it spirals out of control.
So which of the chests within range are you going after? So if you just
Is
pick
this one
that
still there?
Yes, it is still there.
Okay.
So you
Recommend that one
hit
for
it,
myself, but
and it completely explodes.
No!
Can I turn around, slap her on the ass, and then just go, this one? And just point at the one in front of us?
Is not only was that just a normal chest, the granny stick has siege attacker, so double
Whatever's in it
damage.
is
Oh god. Just obliterated it.
So there is just shards of wood and metal, and that's all there is at the moment. So they've got another attack if you want to do it again.
Shoot. Can I move between attacks?
Yes,
Or
yes,
do
you
I have
can.
to stay put? Yeah. Okay. So with Dias's redirection. Oh, sorry. She's just gonna bustle past and then drop her granny stick on this one. It's very excitable.
And you drop it on this one, and it again a much more wet explosion this time, as it completely loses its consistency and just turned to that purplish grey paste.
She's gonna look over her shoulder and give Dias the biggest thumbs up.
You just get a gentle nod from him, but you see him smile a little bit.
Scuts is used to most of the chest at Granny's having teeth anyway, so.
Yeah, it didn't seem that weird.
I mean, everything could grow legs over there, so why wouldn't a chest grow a face?
Yeah, Dios is still compartmentalising that whole experience with Granny. He doesn't want to talk much about it right now.
So there
Really
is,
can't say I blame him for that one.
so a large splattered puddle of greyish purple liquid from where that mimic once was, as well as a handful of the treasure chests.
I got my pipe.
You got your pipe back, Bennett. You got Soul Reaver back. You good?
Second verse, same as the first.
Then it steps away and is slightly just stroking the side of the blade, whispering
Okay,
to it.
I'm going to give this one a poke.
You give that one a poke.
Yeah, because it's far away from everybody.
You give it a poke, and the box rattles and doesn't stick.
Okay. Okay, and same again for the one next to it.
You give it a poke, and the tip of your spear digs in. Well, tip of your pike digs in a little bit and doesn't come back.
Okay, I lean into it, as always.
Scuts, just push him a little bit harder.
Go on. I'll give you the attack at advantage then, Dias, because you're being
Okay.
helped.
Dios feels a little bit uncertain about this because he's pretty sure Scots has her hands on his ass.
They're above the waist.
No, they're under the battle miniskirt.
He's uncomfortable with this because no one really touches him that much, so it's this is weird. Oh, sit
fucking
down.
hell. Okay.
Right though.
Oh my gosh.
Bonk.
Okay, so knowing what to expect, as soon as you feel the resistance trying to pull the sphere back, you just put your entire weight behind it and push deeper into the mimic. It's not
The
dead,
bonk.
but it's definitely stabbed.
It noticed.
Nadrin.
Leave my battle kilt out of this.
I'm just jealous, you know that.
I love these so much. He's one of my favourite characters.
Let's try. I'll try a ray of frost.
Ooh, spicing it up a little bit. Okay.
Shouldn't have spiced it up.
You zip forward a blast of much more colder water than usual. And it hits, but doesn't seem to do a great deal.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And
There's something else as well, doesn't it? Okay, its speed's reduced, which is great.
Yes.
It means that this chest can't go anywhere.
oh no, the chest that's not going to move can't go anywhere.
Okay. So, is that everything?
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's going to do the only thing it can do, which is try and noodle in the pike, 'cause it's the only thing that's connected to it. So it'll be again strength test off.
Okay, I can do that. Go gadget Dios.
You got a whopping 7 to beat. Yeah, these things, this tiny treasure chest cannot even come close to matching the muscular might of Diaz.
He
Bennett.
flexed a little bit.
Same as last time, I will run in. Take a swing with Soul Reaver.
You take a solid swing, cut quite a deep groove into it. But again, your sword is now stuck in it.
I'll follow it with a Demon Spine Whip.
So that would be damage. Yeah, you crack the whip, because you wouldn't get your dex modifier on damage because it's in your offhand.
Right.
When you get sneak attack because I'm engaged with it.
You need to be within 5
So
feet.
you have to be within
Yeah.
5 feet of it, yeah. But wouldn't because it's within 5 feet of Soul Reaver, wouldn't it be weak to slashing damage anyway? So I'd still get that
yes,
full
sir.
8.
Yeah, you would be, yes. But yeah.
It only matters if I kill it.
You haven't, but it is definitely beaten up.
And I'm holding on to that whip and sword. I'm not letting go.
Sogeg, how are your dreams?
Just maybe even wondering sort of how have you ever slept near Sogeg? You just hear more. It's almost getting louder. He just turns to screams. He just shouts out, "Nana, Nana, not the scorpion pit, no!" And then you hear a gigantic, just pulsate, which is sort of a shattering explosion, almost as if Pogeg just let off a javelin from my from me Ephitonus into the. I'm going to shoot the statue. Pogeg doesn't like it either.
It did try and melt him.
It did.
Okay, Zolk.
I'm out of spell slots and I don't want to touch it, so it's just ringing more bells, really.
I mean,
The best move in the game.
if in doubt,
Underrated.
It is
It
a
passes.
brilliant
Pain.
cantrip.
well, it's your own fault for just ringing a bell at it, which is one of the
Should've rung
most
two
worthless
bells.
things you could have done. So,
Don't let the DM convince you. Toll the Dead's the best.
I'm a shake me death whistle and hope.
okay,
Oh no.
Dios.
Keep on pushing, keep on twisting. Do I still have advantage?
Push it. No, as
That's
you've already used the help. You don't really need it as you push on through to the other side, and down goes the mimic again, losing its consistency and turning into a pile of sludge.
Breathe endurance. Flex a little bit. Just shake my mane. Then get back to poking chests.
Okay. The next chest you want to poke? Because you should be able to basically reach
I've got-
everything in the room.
Yeah,
So
I have a reach weapon,
This
of course.
one?
I'm going to stay at range. Yeah, bottom left corner, please.
you poke it, you hear sort of a hollow echo, but your spear does not get stuck.
Cool. Next one, please.
You poke
Just keep going round the order.
forwards, and your spear sort of embeds inwards and doesn't quite come out.
Lean in. I'm going to lean it in.
You lean in, but this spear goes in quite easily.
That's an already dead one.
Although it's now much more stuck inside it, so it'll be a little harder to retrieve said spear.
That'll be okay.
So it would be a strength check to try and pull it out. So it takes
Try
you
again,
a good few minutes as opposed to just being able to rip it straight out. But yes, this it still very much just looks like a chest, but you can see that it is a very pale-looking mimic compared to the others.
This one is not happy. To retrieve my endurance and yep, keep poking. Poke. Middle one.
You poke into the next one,
Yeah.
and you hear a soft rattle, and it goes back without issue. And I'll save some time. The other ones are the same. There's no more mimics,
Okay.
at least in this
just-
chamber.
I just say very loudly, okay, have at it. They're all clear. And I just go back into over here and just sit down and watch the chaos.
Like savages.
Theos doesn't really particularly care about money and treasure. It's all secondary to him.
Box.
And then we have the rat. Who's essentially a loot goblin.
So, which chest are you going for first? So, this one and this one are more just sort of piles of sludge, and the rest are as they are. Or you could just leave him, because, well, you did what you came to do, which is murder. So,
The fun was the fight.
says the guy sleeping
You
in
weren't
the other
even
room.
there. You were
Listen,
having a
I'm-
nap.
I'm having a battle of the minds. I'm
A
working through some
nightmare.
things right now.
Well, I
Well,
did
the
turn
Theos is
Sogeg
better
into
than-
an artillery platform.
That and
Aiming
Nana's
from
put me in the
combat.
scorpion pit again. I'm climbing now. Has it been half an hour yet?
So that whole fight would have been about 5 minutes at most.
I was sleeping a bit before then, but I don't think very long before then, to be fair.
Are you actually taking a full short rest?
Yeah. That's why I'm
Okay.
chilling.
That's fair. So you've still got a few more minutes left on that.
I suppose I'll open box.
So you go for the first box. It's
Yes.
locked.
No. No. Wait. Do I have anything? I've got a dragon chest you can have. That might help.
A whacker.
Okay.
Oh my.
You smash forward with the blessed javelin of Sogeg, and smash directly into the lock,
Mock me for my javelins.
refusing to accept a simple locking mechanism could stop you from taking the loot you deserve. And you just blast the full lid of this thing clean off. Hinges, everything, off it goes. And inside the chest is a small, sort of one-handed mace, sort of wrapped in leather, the wood of it being quite gnarled. But instead of a normal head to the mace, it seems to be a bell.
Oh. Weird.
Sounds like it was made for you.
Does identify only work for one thing, or do I should I wait for everything?
You just take 10 minutes and sit and think for a while, and then all of a sudden you know what it is.
But he's not big on the thinking.
It only does one
All the
thing
way
at a
down.
time. I think that's
Yes,
what
it
you were
only
asking.
it only does one thing at a time, yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go sit in a corner with my bell mace.
Yeah, sit in the corner with your bell mace. I'll reveal it to you now, quietly, what it's called. There should be a new item in magical items.
Oh god.
It should be clear what it is because it's a something bell.
Yeah. Okay.
This is called a doom bell. I no longer want to be near Zolk.
No, it's not called the Doom Bell.
Thank God.
Can I just attune to it now?
You go to a
Oh, I don't like that either.
I don't like that.
Have you
The
got
rat is
enough,
attuned to a bell.
attune slots left?
I think I've only got the earworm.
You're tuned to an earworm.
Fantastic. You go ahead and attune to it. So, for the time being, we'll just have to remember that it gives the +1s. But I'll try and sort your character sheet out unless you know how to do that yourself.
No.
But yeah, don't worry too much about this, man. Don't worry about it. It's also, do you have martial proficiency with maces or not? Space, did you have martial proficiency?
Simple weapons.
Okay, so you'd use a simple 1d8 damage for it rather than the martial's 1d10.
What I'm hearing is I need some training.
It's up to you if you want to describe what it does to everyone else watching you covet this rusted bell on some rotten-looking wood.
It definitely rings. I'm helping.
I told you you'd find the item with the label that says for Zolk on it.
Yeah.
I won't look at you. I'm not on it, but I just realised I won't be on your character sheet. I've still got control of you.
I haven't put it there yet, don't worry.
Ah, good. Just whisper to Zolk, come to me and show me your thing. Come to me. Submit, Zolk.
So,
Submit.
I have cleared that. Okay, there are plenty of other chests. What would you like to do?
I'm shocked it's not a feeding frenzy.
Yeah, everyone's too
It's
polite to
Christmas.
take anything.
I mean, I was just gonna let other people go first, to be honest.
How polite.
Got a great recommendation, Nadrin, because I think you can do it. Turn to
Recommendation.
gas and go inside of the chest. Remember doing that
I-
and that working once.
I
It definitely
cannot
works.
Great
do
idea.
that.
That definitely works.
Suddenly have a nightmare about being a crow and being in a box.
I wonder what
Box is
that's
shut so
from.
tight.
I'll go look in this one.
You're going for the one in the middle? It's also locked.
Okay.
Horrible thing that Alex gets some, or DM rather gets some sick pleasure from this.
I mean, why else
See the
would I
sky gods.
design puzzles in any way, shape, or form?
Curse you.
I don't have any kind of lockpicks or anything, so I'm just gonna try and smack it with the trident.
Okay, give it a smack.
Is it the right one?
That is the right one. As you give it a poke and shatter the lock, just sort of give it enough force for it to come loose.
And I'll look in the chest.
Okay, I need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yay!
You're not within 10 feet of me, right?
15.
15. I'm okay. Constitution.
Constitution. So as you open the chest, a sort of sudden burst of greenish vapor blasts you in the face, and you immediately start coughing. As you take a nice and healthy 6 points of poison damage and are poisoned.
Should have
That's
made
a
me
bugger.
do it.
Should have, yes. -6, was it?
Yes, 6 points of poison damage.
Okay, there we go. And after that, I'm just gonna
Yeah, it's an empty chest.
move on back over here and let other people do the work now. What
would
does
like-
poisoned get me, by the way?
So it would be disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until
Okay.
the poison either is cured or until enough time has passed that it's gotten out of your system.
Might be able to punch the poison out of you.
There is that too.
Guts will scoop up the empty chest and just like open up her shirt and slip it on in.
Okay, so the one that Nadrin just opened.
Yeah.
Okay, how am I going to word this? So it would be empty chest with sprung poison trap.
Sending grandma, or yeah, it's like sending grandma an empty perfume bottle. Like, I think she'll like it. Maybe she'll put some legs on it. It's a good chest.
Or refill it with narcolepsy.
Okay, I might get some spicier poison in there.
Yeah, she just opens up her shirt. Granny, this is empty. Can you refill it for me?
I'm just wondering, where did all these mimics come from? Perhaps, think they all came from Granny.
Who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised if Granny was the one that made mimics in the first place.
Yeah.
Just check on the underside, see if there's a production label.
Embarrassingly made by Scuts.
There's not enough different heads on it to have been made by Granny.
Oh no,
true.
a multi-headed
Yeah,
mimic.
you need to go against the Mimic
Aw.
Hydra. That's what you want.
Can you even?
No.
Yes. Oh, we need to tame one.
I'm sensing a boss fight in the future now. Scots will go ahead and pick up one of the boxes and see if she can, like, crack it like an egg. The one directly. Let's see.
So
DS poke this one.
that
It was
one's a pile of go, and that one's a pile of go.
Oh, damn it. Okay, then this one.
Okay. So you pick it up, and you're just going to try and bare hand smush it together.
I'm gonna, like, treat it like it's like a giant egg,
And you just
and
crack it
Scots
over.
is just going to crack it over her knee. Or no, she's gonna hold the granny stick upright and try to crack it on top.
Okay.
Give it a little twist.
Make an athletics check. Okay. You give it a solid crack and twist, and instead of a typical yoke, a pair of feathers float down.
So you guys were doing it wrong. Scots will pick up the feathers and
They are
look at them.
burning hot to the touch.
Do I care because of...
No, you don't, but I'm
Searing
just
blood?
describing how
Okay.
they feel.
They remind me of Mr. Burbles. I missed my doggy. He's gonna walk over to Zolk, sitting in the corner with his little
His baby rattle.
bell-ended mace. And I'm going to drop the hot feathers right in front of his lap.
Now for him, it will be hot,
Eh.
but it's not going to cause
Kill
fire
him.
damage hot.
Oh, okay.
So, are you going to cast Identify on them?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell everybody what they are straight away, or are you going to keep the information to yourself?
For now, just Scots.
Okay. So, Hulk and Scuts. There should be a feather in the magic items set. Although I think everyone kind of knows what type of feather it is just by describing it as hot.
Like, is it my new cooking fuel?
It could be.
Oh. Can I borrow one of these?
Yeah, there's two of them.
What am I looking for, God?
It's a phoenix feather.
Oh, here. There we go. There we go.
Look, it even has artwork from Magic as well, so you can't be mad at me.
I mean, I found it. I want one.
Oh, God.
Right.
Given the circumstances,
Nice
don't they?
and useful, and it is quite flavourful for Zulk actually.
I will let Zolk have one since he identified them for me.
Okay.
Rise from the ashes.
And I'm gonna turn next to Zolk and I'm gonna offer out the feather to Dios.
Oh,
Okay.
Are you going to
Hey.
tell everybody what it does?
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose so. It would make sense to like tell him what I'm giving him.
Okay.
But
So everyone should now have access to the phoenix feather in magic items.
I mean, as you might imagine, you do the not die.
It is a
you
literal
imagine?
get out of death free card.
And I have one.
It requires attunement, so it does take a lot to keep it just for an emergency get out of death. But considering you can
Convenient.
attune as an action, you can always just sort of try and drop something and then attune into this.
Wait, how many achievements can you have?
3.
3.
Oh, okay, that'd be my third.
Oh my god, it's not even a one and done thing. Oh wait, no,
It
I'm
is a
being
one and
dumb.
done thing, yeah.
I'm being
once
very,
you use
very
it,
dumb.
It immediately explodes.
It was apparently opposite day in my brain, but I read is destroyed as for some reason not destroyed. I was like,
Opposite day.
I'm still deep in sleep. I'm in that weird part of the dream.
So, you cracked an egg and got some feathers. The egg came
That
first.
I've added it to my sheet, but I don't know how to do the actual changing the roles.
I'm glad you let everyone know what the screaming bell does.
Oh
Though.
God. I don't like the rat that's got a screaming bell.
What's wrong?
No.
It is
I don't
really
see
good
this
because it's a
forming
+1 to
issues.
attack, damage, spell casting attack, and spell save DC. That alone is amazing.
Disgusting.
The
Yeah,
once
wow.
per short rest, thunder teleport, or just big fart is pretty amazing. And it may have other things that it can do. Who knows?
And the best part is those are spells I've cast before, so I understand them.
See, it's like I knew. But it was also I just looked up thunder because I'm like, well, it's a bell. What could it do?
Memories of a drunken dwarf. Wait, that dwarf was great.
He exploded a lot.
Very much.
Didn't he like nearly kill us multiple times?
I mean, isn't that everything with Zolk's other characters?
I feel like Zolka's also.
Yeah,
He's from a combat where we all were disadvantaged for about.
Well, I'm surprised
Guts is the
nobody
exploding one.
noticed. Although, to be honest, I wasn't really enforcing. Zolk's ability wasn't working on the mimics.
Oh,
To be honest, I forgot to get it to apply to everyone else's stuff as well. But yeah, it didn't affect the mimics.
Interesting.
interesting.
It helps you learn more about Zolk's grossness.
Doesn't affect boxes.
Did it ever get modified at all?
No, there's just keywords in there. Anyway, there are 2 piles of sludge, 4 boxes, and a dead mimic. Or a still corporeal dead mimic that you want to have a poke through. So that one is the pile of sludge.
Oh.
Pogeg's going to run from the other room. Pogeg gives up sleeping. You just hear little pitter-patter, heavy boots as he tinkers, tap, 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 and he just boots the lid off the nearest one.
I mean, that's a pile of sludge. Okay.
He redirects his mighty boot.
Okay. Roll the damage for it.
It's 3d10 plus 4. Advanced dice roller. Come on, Pogeg. You gave up sleeping for this. Make it count.
He goes in and drop kicks this chest, and similar to Scuts and the granny stick, it just explodes as you hear a loud crack from inside. And what was once in there is now very much in pieces as well.
He just plays with the scattered remains. Pogeg! I mean, at the very least, no, it wasn't magical.
Well, maybe it wasn't. It was just fragile magical.
Nah.
So,
All right, he'll gently kick the next chest. He'll gently just boot just the tip of the locking mechanism.
Well, it comes open straight away because it wasn't locked.
Ho ho ho! Give
But
him his
I
gubbins.
do need
I want his
Pogeg
straw.
to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Pogeg. Impale yourself, Pogeg. It was worth it.
Okay.
Not bad.
He takes a nice 14 points of piercing as a set of darts come out from inside the chest. And there are still some darts inside. Almost like that's all that was stored in this chest was just these sort of trap darts.
Do they look like small javelins?
They would be a javelin to the size of something that was a pixie.
Pogeg's not far off. He'll partake.
Okay. I will say there is a nice and healthy 12 darts in there. They'll only do well, yeah, they do 1d6 piercing when thrown.
It's now
So they're-
Pogeg has currency.
that's
I have a new thing to be annoying with, as I immediately go over and start poking Zolk with darts. Poke, poke.
Careful what you poke.
I poke the screaming bell.
A loud ding as it resonates through the room.
Well, if no one else is going to go dumpster diving, I'll go in the corner and dumpster dive.
Are you going to stand in that
Sometimes you
puddle
can't stay.
of previous mimic?
I mean,
Yes.
You can just
Is there
stand
in the
next to
puddle?
it and go there, but
He insists.
I suppose they'll go around.
you don't have to if you don't want to.
I mean, if you're warning me, that means I have to.
Does it though?
Usually.
So you go and open this one, but it does seem to be stuck a little bit in the ground, so it's not opening properly.
You got this.
So you're going to bop it with the bell.
Yes.
Okay, you give it a solid
So the
bop, and
14?
the bell rings out. There is now a good old dent in the chest, but it is still very much sealed.
If you want
I
something
tried.
done, you got to Pogeg it. I'm going to just jump kick it again.
No.
Okay, roll
Pogeg
damage.
jump kick. Hiya! Pogeg
and what's it doing?
power!
It just full on Goomba stomps it as it explodes into shards that seem to hang in the air.
Pogeg's just jumping up and down.
Was there anything in it?
If there
Some
was,
floating
it is
shards.
now powder that seems to, for some reason, naturally float in the air.
I breathe in the powder in the air.
Okay, give me a moment.
Pogeg breathes in a deep breath.
Give me a moment. I need to know what this does.
Yes! I'm blimp Pogeg now!
Okay.
Oh, no.
I need Pogo to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, that's odd. At disadvantage, I guess, because I'm next to the rat.
Okay, you breathe in Pogo breathes in a deep amount of these floating crystals and then disappears.
Ah, in a bit, Pogeg.
Just pop, gone.
The way he'd
Never
want to
be seen
be.
again.
He's so mysterious like that. Well, these chests weren't as good as the first.
I wonder why.
Guts is secretly nervous she made him invisible after the whole snail incident. She's still not really sure what happened there.
So there's one more chest and 3 dead mimics.
I just go poking around in the dead mimics.
You can do if you want.
Yeah.
Do it before I send a chest full of mimic goo to Granny next.
Make a
Stop
strength
sending
saving
shit to
throw.
Granny.
Zolk, make a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
You again are well aware that these things are sticky, which is kind of gross because it still gets stuck all over your hands. Considering you're trying to pat through an empty mimic. Yeah, there was nothing in it.
Send it to Granny.
Picking up the sludge and sticking it in. Are you going to?
I'll try to open the lid off of this last one
Open the lid
first.
off the last one.
Let's open. Yeah.
It does seem jammed as well.
Don't send the boat.
Pry it apart with brute force.
With brute force, the best way to do it. Go ahead and make a athletics check.
See, I already know cracking it like an egg works. So the real thing is to test other methods and see what works. You said athletics?
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay, you rip free the lid, and I need Nadrin, Dios, Bennett, Zolk, and Scuds to make it'll be Constitution saving throws.
Is
Advantage
this
for
poison effect?
Dios because it is a poison effect.
And he is sober as a judge.
That means advantage for me too. Because I'm a rat.
Disadvantage for Scuds and Bennett because you're near the rat.
Rip. Ooh, not rip.
Okay. So it would be 13 points of poison damage to Bennett, and you are also poisoned. Everybody else, you wouldn't take any. You managed to resist it.
I was going to say, I'm also resistant to poison damage anyway, so I'll take half again.
Yeah, if you pass the save, you ignore all damage, which most of you did. Okay. And then on the inside, there seems to be a quite literal treasure pile. So, lots of gold and a handful of gems.
We'll put it in the group gold count. The party kitty.
So it will be.
Is that Dios?
Party
I think
kitty,
we've all
that-
got the.
Let's do.
I mean, my gold count's kind of light after Sogeg never gave me back my bet winnings.
Listen, we fixed it wrong.
So it'll be 600 gold pieces as well as 4 gemstones worth 200 gold.
Oh my
each.
God, Jesus! The party inventory is looking pretty spicy right now.
I mean, no one appraised the ingot that Zolt got before, so.
I don't think but Zolk
Oh,
got
yeah,
it.
I think
Let's
it-
be real. Oh. Oh yeah, Zolk forgot about it. Yeah. As he buys his private island.
Oh my god. Wait, when did you get the ingot? Because did you have it when we were trying to barter in the alleyway?
No,
No.
you literally just pulled it out
Okay,
of
it was
one of the
after.
mimics.
Oh, just now. Okay. Okay. Don't forget it.
I wouldn't give up my
Alright.
legendary item if I had a gold ingot.
I will use my granny stick axe end first to try to scrape up the mimic goo and scoop it into one of the chests.
So you're going to scoop
Lovely.
what's left of the mimic into one of the open chests, and sure enough, you manage to shake it in. It takes some back and forth scraping both off the granny stick and then onto something else and then back onto the granny stick and so on. Like trying to get the last bit of batter off a spoon. But eventually you get the majority of it in.
Nice.
Gross.
Is it edible?
That is an important question to ask, but only one way to find out.
Guts is going to smell it and see if she can tell if it smells off or if it smells edible.
Make a survival check.
I mean, not that she really knows because Granny's definitions were a little loose there, but
So
I hate this.
the best equivalent you could say for this is if you took a steak and put it in a blender. So it's food. It does provide proteins and actual nutrients. The consistency is a bit to be desired. Imagine if eating a steak had the same consistency as a bowl of jelly.
Guts will scoop up a handful and sprinkle some salt on it and stuff it in her face.
Okay, you stuff down some very sticky and slightly salty mimic. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
So it's still at disadvantage from Zolk.
Yes, it would be. You managed to swallow it down without even the slightest bit of issue. You've definitely eaten more things that have tried to kill you beforehand. It was less so that it was poisonous, and more the fact that it was like eating a handful of chewing gum and would just get stuck in your system.
Seeing Scots eat that with no issue, it'll ram a handful of the one next to him down.
Oh no.
Okay, are you eating it?
Yes.
Okay. Again, Constitution saving throw, please. Dude, for some reason, maybe it's pure luck. Maybe it was the fact that you're a little bit unstable on the inside. But this thing cannot find purchase in your digestive system. So yes, you do manage to eat it and sustain yourself. So for both Skuts and Zolk, the next time you take a rest, you won't need rations because you've already eaten.
Nice.
And you're not going to choke to death on handfuls of very overly sticky, several 100-year-old mimic.
There's
We
not a
gotta
mimic
save
corpse
some of this
there.
for
is-
Sogeg.
I say, is there a mimic's corpse there? There's not, is there? That's a bit too far up.
No.
Oh, my tattoo was itching. I was gonna have a nighttime snack.
I mean, someone could
Right,
move
Thank God.
I'd imagine we have a dungeon to do rather than eating
there,
mimics.
there is
I'm
other
gonna-
puzzles.
Listen,
That's fair. I'm gonna send
What?
Granny her cask of mimic jelly.
So you're going to put the rest of the mimic jelly in the granny bag?
Everything, but I'll save like a little ration for Sogeg because I feel like
Okay.
he'd be sad if we left him out of this culinary delight, and then we can move on.
has it been half an hour?
Help. They're eating mimic.
He
Listen,
also just
mimic might
looks
be
up,
strong.
shrugs, and gets back to reading his Brunnen. At this point,
My-
he's like, this is just a circus, I'm along for the ride now.
Has my power nap finished yet?
Yes, it would have done.
Yes! Oh, glorious power nap. 9:32, that'll do. Oh, Sogeg just bounds. You just hear happy shouting. A couple of Mogses thrown in there for good measure.
As Sogeg walks in, I just say, sorry, Sogeg, we've killed everything already.
Oh,
Oh,
Even your blood sense is
I just-
telling you there's only 2 things left alive in here that's not your party.
Wait, in here?
As in the dungeon.
Okay.
I need myself just a wisdom saving throw. At the words, I don't even show anger. You just see Sogeg's legs wobble slightly. He just sort of clatters down to one knee. With his hands in his face. He just... How?
Too busy
How could I
to
let
pay
slaughter?
homage to your god, honestly.
Guts will come over and pat him, trying to comfort him, patting his shoulder. It's okay, buddy. You missed the battle, but you didn't miss the eats. And she holds out this like gooey fistful of mimic slurry with a little salt on it.
You know me.
Is
I
there
eat it
anything
without
in the-
hesitation.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I am immune actually to diseases, but I don't
Yeah,
think
I
poison,
don't-
actually.
Yeah, I don't know if food poisoning is a disease as such.
I mean,
But what
never mind, innit?
yeah, I'll say it's it might make the next time your natural system needs to flush a little bit more difficult.
You just see, just in the midst of
Sogeg's
just
got
retching and
himself some
throwing up.
constipation.
Yeah, you just hear like just a steady stream and just throw up. I just not wanting to be like mean. It's really tasty. This it's really nice.
You enjoying the chunks, so Gag? It's a bit like a
There are
cross
some
between running
ungodly
eggs and
noises
veal.
coming. Yeah. There's some ungodly noises coming from my stomach right now.
She's just gonna look at Zulk and shrug.
Zolk staring at this doorway and wondering if it's got a crystal.
It has a green crystal over it.
Rock
So
roll
where's
check.
Pogeg? I heard Pogeg's feet, I believe, in my dream. Where's my little old pal? Where's my little
Yeah.
buddy?
Hey, Bennett, do you want to
No,
go for
where
that
is he?
doorway?
Where is he?
Where is he?
Firmly shakes his head.
Scuts gets really nervous because she thinks she made him disappear.
You just see Sogeg subtly sort of his grip on his Syston, and one claw reaching back to his gigantic ballista that's on his back now.
That only
Where's
someone
Pogeg?
mounting you can fire. You can't fire it. Someone mounting you
I can
can.
turn myself backwards if I just like spin around.
Because you might be able to just about
Two-handed.
pull the trigger with your tail.
Just with a couple of my claws.
I'll man the cannon, don't you worry.
When I was
on me.
coming up with that item, it was either it's going to get mounted on Sogeg for Pogeg to use, or it's going to get mounted on Scuts when she's raging for Zolk to use.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to timeshare this ballista.
Oh, that's awesome.
There aren't any red gems in sight, are there?
There is a red
Just looking
gem
at this door.
in this door.
Oh.
Oh, right, yeah, it was
This
right there.
door has green, and this door has green. You also, haven't even really dealt with anything over here yet.
I did
No,
not-
that
Nor do you really
cursed,
want to.
that cursed riddle. Something about filling it up with water and then doing a secret handshake.
I've got a feather to burn. Can I climb on the ball?
Sure.
Oh, for God's sake.
Don't
It
waste
is
the
a
feather.
It is a large, empty marble basin.
Okay. Anyone else against this idea?
Scuts is
I
gonna
mean, you do
shrug.
you.
What was
Yeah.
the
She's
inscription
on
again?
standby.
The
The instruction had nothing to do with feathers.
in Celestial, which a few of you can read.
I
was,
can.
Find strength when peace returns.
Oh, it ain't me.
You're doing yourself a dirty. It might be you.
Can we put Neil in it?
I'm not putting Neil in the bowl.
So to describe the whole thing you're looking at, there is the large urn in the centre, made out of marble, as well as a statue of two faceless individuals that seem to be posed as if in mid-conversation.
Hmm.
I kind of want to put the rat in the bowl. It's not going to do anything good, but I kind of want to do it.
I mean, I'm curious to see what would happen.
The
Pick up the rat.
experimenter.
I'm going to ponder. Just going to casually walk up and poke. So, actually, no. I've got the epithet on. I might as well use it. I'd like to use my Fisherman of Allies and try and fish put Zulk into the
you
bowl
would,
with my.
you would literally
my
just
Zeiston.
move him, pick him up by the scruff of the neck with your Zeiston, and then just drop him in.
I'll do it from a distance.
Uh,
Do you accept Zulk?
and with a clatter,
Science!
roll around inside the large empty marble urn. It's not particularly comfy. It is solid stone. Nothing else happens.
Kind of
Okay,
surprised that.
so
How is the rat not peace?
It said find peace, right? So he is just going to sit down, cross his legs, and hum.
Maybe we pour some water on top of him. It will also be peaceful.
No, he'll fucking bite you.
Remembering Sogeg's many rants about how the answer couldn't be peace, and after all, it wasn't a weapon, it was peace. Guts is going to walk into the other room and grab the pen from the statue, trying to bring
Oh,
it back
no.
over.
I'm clapping out.
Okay, the pen
Please
doesn't
don't
move
die
out of
on
its hand.
She comes back really pissed off.
I'll join you in this anger of just this fucking. We're going to destroy this pen when all's said and done. Pen is doomed. It's an evil pen.
What does it even mean for peace to return? It isn't eating. She just thinks really hard.
Doing the hand gesture, like put just hands to the ground, just like exactly, like like.
Can I try to lift the statue to bring it over to the other statue so they're hugging? Maybe they're arguing.
Which
We need to
statue are
bring
you trying
peace.
to pick up?
The one with the arms spread wide.
So,
Do you want to get big first?
the moment your hands touch the statue, a voice sort of rings out in your ears, if like partway through talking. Oh, for goodness sake, they never listen. You're just constantly talking. Why don't you just listen to what I'm trying to say and answer my damn questions? You're making a fool of us both in front of our new guests.
I wonder what the question is.
Gwyn's confused. Sogeg touched the statue?
I'll touch the statue.
Again, your head fills with the sound of angry argumentation. What the fuck do you expect me to fucking do about it then? You're not listening to what I'm trying to say, trying to explain what's going on, and you're the one making a fucking scene out of everything, trying to say what my answer to me fucking questions. I'm just asking a simple goddamn question, woman.
Speak, statue. What's your question?
You're not listening to me.
Get out of my head, voices.
Guts is only reassured that the solution to this is a hug.
I'll also attempt to push the statue.
I'll let you know
This
now. The
one.
statues won't move.
Is there another time when might is not right? Can't be.
Training is hard.
Okay. They're having an argument. Is touching, like, just holding on to the statue, are they essentially just repeating the same thing over and again, that they're having some sort of argument?
Not really. They seem to be repeating the same sorts of phrases, but it's not word for word. It's not like on loop.
Do they respond anything to our questioning? If I just shout, "What's the damn question, you damn statue?"
So you're saying that to the statue directly in front of you?
Yeah, the one who's... Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Jim. I didn't see you, Dan. I was trying to get the miss to answer me fucking question after all this fucking time, and wouldn't even listen to a word I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Gosh, terrible people, eh?
I do know what you mean, but what question?
I just got a simple question. I thought, given to me fucking ages back, and I'm like, I want to know the answer on that. No, I'm trying to get the answer off, and it's not getting it.
I put a claw up to its mouth in a bit of a shushy, and I'll look to it and say, "Look, okay, I've missed out on a lot of stabbing, statue. Listen, a lot of stabbing. Tell me what the question is before I get angry."
I get it, Jim. So, question I'm trying to get an answer to in that.
My name's not Jim.
I'm the part of the bird that's no the sky, and I can swim in the ocean and remain dry. That's all I want the answer to, you know what I mean? Part of the bird that's no in the sky, and swim in the ocean and remaining dry.
Okay. Thank you. Is it a duck? Part of a duck.
How the fuck am I supposed to know? I'm trying to ask me damn
I search my
question. I'm trying
pockets
to
for a
get know what's going
desiccated
on.
duck corpse.
I
Just random corpse from me get Pogeg pocket. I just throw it in the thing. I've solved it.
Result light bulb moment. If Sogeg puts his hand on that statue and then his other hand on me, can I hear what that one's saying?
You would have to be touching the statue directly.
crap. Okay, someone taller or longer than me. Touch them both.
Ooh. Scuts will try to stand between them.
I feel like Scuts could do that if you went big mode.
I'm onto something.
Sure, I'll spend a rage. Get back!
I mean,
So angry.
unless you're actively like
Oh.
breaking stuff every 6 seconds, it'll only last 6 seconds.
Oh, getting this one to
Oh,
say
no.
the question for a bit longer.
Wait.
I can enlarge you.
Maybe we are stretched. You want to
Oh,
say? Because I'm still size large
Yeah,
anyway.
you are still
Just thinking
size
about
large.
it.
I've just moved you to size medium just
That's
so you can
right.
fit through
Yes.
corridors easier.
I mean,
Ridiculous.
Soged could
No,
do
it's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
So okay, it's just it
I'll
does
s-
it default.
You see, Sogeg, I had
Okay.
such a nice night's sleep, and just my worst day ever's happening, and I've got to listen to people talk and solve problems. I just nestle myself in the egg cup, a big sigh, and I just touch both the statues.
You touch both the statues, and it is an overwhelming rant on both sides, just as if you've got two people screaming into both ears. You can't make heads or tails or what they're saying at this point.
You see Sogeg stuck in just terrified, sort of. You just see his face, his mouth extends in sheer horror, frozen.
Okay, I wasn't onto something.
Yeah, but we'll say.
I was
Anyway.
hoping they'd be able to hear each other and they could
Part
actually-
of the bird that's not in the sky
Can I
goes into Stingy and stays
I,
dry.
cast sunlight, please?
Oh my god, I know what it is. I know what it is.
you-
Oh my
you
god.
Want to cast
Oh.
sunlight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are you casting
Oh, yes.
sunlight on?
I'm just gonna.
Yes.
I can just cast it on a spot in the room.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna cast it just in front of me. I can't move it, but it's just gonna be
Yeah.
just in front of me.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna place my hands in front of the sunlight and cast some hand puppet shadows on the wall.
Okay.
You do it in a bird
make
form by any chance.
a
Possibly.
delightful puppet show.
You see,
It's
Theos.
definitely a bird
Anyone who looks
shadow.
at Theos sees him doing his best The Rock eyebrow raise.
That's about all that happens.
Do we
is-
need to do it the statue on the female statue, the wife statue, as he's asking her for the shadow, if that is the answer to it? It feels like that sounds like the answer is a bird shadow. Because it isn't in the sky and it isn't in the water, it stays dry. And he's talking about a bird.
Oh, it needs to stay dry. Okay, my idea.
He's Scottish and they do call wife's birds. So actually they don't, that's more Northern English.
It's
Might
Daft
as well
birthday
look.
mine. Know what I mean?
See,
I know.
Maybe- yeah, Billy Connolly voice.
My brain went to
Candles.
the only part of the bird that doesn't really fly, and the most common thing about pigeons is their shit.
Don't think.
Yes, but
That does not stay dry in the water.
when you drop a 2 in the water, does it stay dry?
I use my tinderbox on a candle and I light it behind the female statue.
Okay.
I hold it high so her statue would cast
Well,
onto
a good
the
few of you
wall.
have torches, and I think Scott's got the light spell out and stuff like that. You've got ways of making light and shadows.
I've not used these candles yet though.
That's reasonable.
Get good use of them. I like 9 of them.
So you
I
light
just
9
fist-
candles.
Fistful of 9 candles.
I have 5 if you need any spare.
Just add
I
to the ball
like
of candles.
14 candles.
If we add more candles, it'll work.
Why do you have so many candles?
Oh, do you just want light? Do you just want after light?
Yes, I'll hold up the
I'm
mirror shield
literally-
as well.
Conjuring a ball of sunlight right in front of me.
I use my mirror shield to try and shine some of Dios's light
You
onto
don't
other
have
bits
to.
of
I
light.
can move the fucking thing.
You can move it.
I'll let you know now that you have cast plenty of shadows on both of them, and nothing has happened.
Crap! Oh, I really thought that was the answer. It makes so much sense.
Again,
What other parts of the bird aren't in the sky?
So,
Be shadows.
to reread the inscription on the urn is "Find strength when peace returns."
Clearly, we're trying to bring peace between these two statues. They're
Yeah.
arguing over something. We need to settle
Oh.
the argument.
When the shadow, if you cast a shadow, I'll go in the middle so we can just quickly hit. I'll touch the woman again as Dios casts the shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does her?
So
does she change
her
tone?
voice enters into a mind of, I'm terribly sorry about my good friend on the other side. I know he can be quite a bit of a handful and obsessed with the sound of his own voice. Trying to ask him a simple question, and yet he's so obsessed with himself that he can't even hear me. Terrible, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Could her question
Okay.
be different?
Oh, good question. Do you have a question for the other statue? Oh, first statue.
I most certainly do. I've been trying desperately to try and get him to respond, but alas. Though I live beneath a roof, I never seem to dry. If only you would hold me, I swear I will not lie. And yet he's ignoring me. A simple riddle between some people that were once so close and yet...
Okay. You miss him. Can you say that first bit again?
Though I live beneath a roof, I never seem to dry. If only you would hold me, I swear I will not lie.
Give it a hug.
I'm not touching the statue anymore.
It's a terrible shame, I know. He's such a fool, a loud and obnoxious man, but...
I stop touching her as soon as she starts rambling on. I've had it up to here, statue. I've had it up to here. So I suspect these things don't bleed and I can't stab them. Damn them.
You never know, you've never seen statues talk before.
So once... true. You're not wrong. You'd think we'd be more, surprised and shocked at this. I give a very, delayed gasp of, oh my, these statues are speaking.
It just took you a minute. Scuts was so casual about it. It didn't really hit.
You fooled me. So though we live beneath the roof, never seem to dry, if only you will hold me, I swear I will not lie. You hold something when you don't lie.
What if you ask him
Ow.
the question and make him feel smart to answer it, and then we give the answer to the lady, and then do it in reverse?
Oh.
Guts puts her hands on the
The
statue.
cogs whirring.
So you're touching the male statue, the man?
Yeah.
Okay, and you hear his booming voice once again in your mind of, again, rambling on. But then just even these new guests of mine not even answering the fuck question or that, no. And you can see all the light shows and shit that are going on, and they're not listening, are they?
Buddy, you're concentrating on the wrong thing. It's not the puzzles that you don't know. Just show how smart you are with the puzzles you do know. Like, I've been stumped by this forever. And Scuts recites the riddle that Sogeg had just said out loud.
And that riddle is?
I'll whisper into your ear. Though I live beneath the roof, I never seem to dry.
And
If you will only hold me,
then
I will not lie.
Oh, have you been speaking to that bloody daft bird man again, know what I mean? I ain't going on about what she's on about and try to get her to answer my fucking questions, you know what I mean? They're going off for one after, alright, you Jay?
I guess you're not as smart as I hoped.
You're trying to make me look like an idiot.
Nah.
I see you,
Scots,
Jim.
let's go.
See you, Jim. Yeah, I'm not having none of this yet, Aaron. No, mean.
I think I've. Sogig really annoying that I'm not remembering my martial training as much as I'm remembering Nana reading really horrible books to him as a little youth. I'm going to touch the male statue again. And I put my claw straight to his mouth, straight up. And I just talk over him and I say, I'm not listening, okay? We can all get out of this hell. We can all get out of this. Okay? We'll give you her statue. But I think I need you, I don't know how this is going to be possible, I think I need you to shut up. Because I think I live beneath a roof, never seems dry, is like your mouth. And I think holding it so you don't lie is holding your tongue. So I think you got to shut up. I think it's
I
silence
don't know
or
what you're
some
on
bullshit
about
like
there,
that.
Jim. I can
Yeah,
talk
but-
all that down well I want. Thank you very much. It's my house. What
you
the fuck you
definitely
doing,
can.
mate?
Yeah, but hear me out. Hear
I've
me
been
out.
in here
hear me
myself
out,
talking
hear
to
me
none
out,
there.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Right. Hear me out. Okay. But what if you didn't?
Yeah, but you got no say over me, Jim, have you? Eh? Try and make me look like a right idiot. Try and say that my question's not wrong and gotta be
I take
not talking all the
Tomola's
time, right?
cloak.
Know what I mean?
I take my Tomola's cloak and I smother his head with it.
So I'll let you know it won't work considering the voice is really
Yes.
ringing sort of inside your own head at this point. It's not actually coming.
I was
directly
hoping
out
it was
of the
more
statue.
sort of symbolic. Yeah, I was hoping it was symbolic. Does anyone have the silence spell?
Does silence stop telepathy?
Oh god, it doesn't. Oh, do I have any spell slots left? I have one. I have one spell slot. I cast command on the statue, and I say,
Okay.
"Silence."
Okay. He stumbles for a little bit. Sort of his rumble falls off, and after catching his breath, he immediately starts up again.
I'm a broken scorpion.
Yeah. Command literally does the 1 round, so you got
Yes.
6 seconds of silence out of him, and then he carried on.
Oh, we didn't have the. Do we still have the shadows going? Were the shadows going at this point? Can anyone see?
I left the
All I
room.
can see right now is red.
I mean, the sunlight is still there, and I can cast
Yeah.
more shadows.
There's
I can do the
definitely
finger puppet
shadows
thing.
around, yeah.
Okay, so the shadow did not. Well, I feel like not to dwell on words that rang by the gods last week, but I seem to remember a hint of you'll find the answer pretty quick, but you'll hate the positioning. Now, very specifically, is the shadow of the female statue hanging over the shadow of the male statue?
So if the light's coming from Dios, there would be the shadows would be pointing away from each other.
Hearses. I think we have to get the shadow of her over him. Unless I'm going the complete wrong way, and both these riddles are nothing close to what I'm saying.
I will
strong
remind everyone
bet.
you've got your immediate hints for your divine interventions and wills of the people. You get to try them each session, so long as it's not on cooldown. But once it goes off,
Why not all on cooldown? Don't have anyone else. Oh no.
Well, can't fault me for trying.
Come on, Zombie. Ooh.
was
I need to check that.
was that divine intervention?
Yeah, and it ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, didn't think it was above that because you've not had your
you've not
first ordeal yet.
I'm at 23.
Yeah.
Unlucky. What's your will of the people's got to be pretty good though, right?
45.
Oh god, you got to.
Tell me, was there a
Cheap man.
time where I was capable of helping the group? No.
No,
Yeah.
no, there wasn't.
You got a 69.
That was on
now,
purpose.
so it's worth it.
Maybe Granny has told Scouts a story?
Oh, oh, oh no.
Granny would have actively swayed you away from it with that, right?
Granny didn't tell me stories. We just had quilting clubs.
Yeah.
Can I
what?
point out something?
Go ahead.
On the D100, dice technically 100 doesn't exist.
So
000, isn't it?
So I've always thought 000 is 100, and then it goes from basically 1 to
Suppose
100. It's rather than 0 to 99.
Yeah, I suppose it's different per GM.
And
I would
because
say
this is literally a D100.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I can
In
see the
Call of
point.
Cthulhu, if you roll a 100, it's a definite critical fail to the point that whatever it is that you're doing, it means that you pretty much
Cthulhu
die.
rises and just takes you into the sea.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's how you lose
Thankfully,
the game.
I'm
You
not
roll
doing
100
critical
and
failures
Cthulhu
with
wipes out the
these.
world.
We'll save that for Alien.
Yeah.
Could I?
Well,
could
I
I
will do
reflect?
critical successes for these. If someone does get a natural 1 on a D100, they will get a bonus.
They become God. Could I reflect potentially on? Because I definitely feel like I recalled that second riddle off of a tale that Nana once told me long ago in Akros. Could I perhaps, not in a will of the people, but try and peer back into history and wonder, did I really hear that correctly from Granny? From Nana, rather?
I tell you what, we'll do it this way. People can make an investigation check to see how well their character would sort of be able to sort of pick up on hints, and depending on how highly people roll, is if I give any bonuses.
Do I need to be in the room?
Yes, if you're actually, being involved in the puzzle.
Can we piss off the light before I have a look at it?
It might be critical to our success.
Thankfully, it doesn't require looking at it. It's mostly a talking and thinking puzzle.
Oh, right, okay.
So
I mean, that in itself is a hint.
Nobody gets affected.
it was investigation.
Investigation, yes. Yeah, it's a party.
How
check.
is a 0?
We're good at this. Real good.
That's my second nat one
Yeah.
this game. God damn it, why?
Will you create something worthless?
Okay,
It is what it is.
Bennett and Diaz.
No.
I need those investigation checks.
Slayers of the Eater of Hope. Demolishers of
Because
the
it's a
gods
party check, so if
own
both Bennett and Diaz
things.
succeed, you will get a hint.
beaten by a statue.
Not to put the pressure
Come
on.
Come on, Bennett.
Might be bringing down the party a bit here.
The both of you.
Nice. Whoever rolls last, it's all their fault. That's how it works, right?
Absolutely.
Not the two nat ones.
It is.
No.
It won't be at disadvantage,
No.
so we will take the natural 20.
There we go.
Oh, thank God. Now we just need another natural 20 to offset the other natural 1.
Oh, it's all on you, Diaz.
What am I rolling for, sorry?
Investigation.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Your perception, that's fine, but...
It's more of whether you can logic stuff out.
Okay.
So,
Investigate. Not bad,
Ooh,
22.
Not bad. Not bad.
which be
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have
I was
advantage.
gonna say, so it'd be an 11.
That's a shame.
Okay, pretty mediocre.
Okay. Other than saying that you've been given pretty much all of the evidence, the other thing I'd say is, yes, last week I did mention, and it is true, that the answers to the riddles aren't the answers to the puzzle as such. As in, just because you know what the answer to the riddle is doesn't mean you've managed to solve the puzzle. You need to put the answers in the right place in the right way. I hope I've hinted to the, or at least I don't even think I've hinted. I've directly said what the goal is. I just don't think it's been 100% picked up yet. So
Honestly, I think it's just going to be as simple as both these statues have a question that needs answering. We haven't actually told them the answers to those questions, despite the fact that we know them. Why don't we just tell them the answers to what they know? It's like,
Should we do it at the same time?
This is a message from the other statue. They've given you the answer. Here it is.
Oh, it's got to be.
So it's not decapitating the man to shut him up.
Go away, Zolk.
Don't tempt Zolk, okay? I'm plugging my ears as Zolk mentions that la 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 la.
There's no
You're not
bloodshed to be had with the statue.
There's not. Very disappointing.
You don't know that.
So,
True.
Hardcore.
which statue are you
Simultaneously.
starting with?
Should we do it at the same time?
Preferably not, because I can't do both voices at the same
Oh,
time.
you could easily overturn that. Do the female one.
Okay, so who's
You wish-
who's placing their hand on the statue?
I had this on once. But if someone doesn't do it, Sogeg will just like
Yeah,
fucking do it. In the hellish nightmare that is this, he just wants to get out of here.
You're the only one really big enough to touch both of them, so
I'll take up the mantle. The shame bucket. I renamed this the shame cup. I touch the female one and say, you wish your partner to be quiet, to silence his tongue.
Yes and no, darling. Yes and no. I would like for him very much to answer my question. I do miss the sound of his voice, I will admit, but it's still very obnoxious, don't you agree? And all I wanted was the answer to my question.
Answer.
And
The exact answer is his tongue. Or tongue.
I appreciate that such
Your tongue?
strangers would
My
be
tongue?
willing to find an answer to my question, but as I say, it's not exactly the answer I'm looking for,
Tongy.
or who I'm looking for it from.
You want him to say it?
I don't think he ever will. He's not listened to
Can
my
you
question
say-
before.
Oh. I just sort of get a mini yippee and say, oh God, we're getting somewhere. I ask her, can you please say my shadow to him? And without listening to what rabble she's going to say, I'll touch the man.
Okay. You're going off about whatever the fuck you're going on about
Listen.
Egypt.
Listen. Do you know how big the armies of Akros are? I will
God.
lay waste to your lands. I will make your people's blood run. Now, please, I'm begging you, just say my tongue.
And why the fuck would I say
You-
something as stupid as that, eh?
Your blood will run. You don't think you have blood. You will have blood statue. Please, I'm begging you. I will give you a javelin.
No, listen
I
here,
will
Jim.
put a javelin.
Listen here, Jim. I ain't going off
No,
about
no,
whatever
no.
you're on about,
My
eh?
name's not Jim. My name's not Jim. My name is not Jim. You know it's not Jim. I don't have my helmet that makes you call me captain, but you know it's not Jim. Okay.
Now listen
Here's
here,
my
Jim.
final offer. You're spiting me here. You're spiting me, strange-voiced man.
I don't
I
even
will
know
give you
what
a
on
javelin.
earth you're going on about. Trying to
javelin.
get me to say the words like tongue and shit. And literally the moment he says it, the bowl starts filling with water.
I cry as well. I just slump on his body and just weep tears of joy. Oh God, please be over. I just fall out of the cup of shame.
So
I'm just going to cry in a corner for a bit.
The urn is sort of this prismatic, shimmering liquid, almost like a mercury, only that it's constantly shifting colours.
Oh, it's not over. It's not over.
Almost like you didn't get the answer out of the first statue.
Sogeg's just in the corner now. I'm just crying, just muttering to myself, my name's not Jim. It's not Jim. It's not
So
Jim.
okay, talk to the other one again. Come on, you can do it.
It's not Jim. Okay. I climb in the cup of shame again. I touch the female one. I say, can you just say shadow? I ask with the tone of like a child pleading for mercy.
I'm sorry, darling. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I appreciate the effort in finally being able to get through to this thick-headed husband of mine, but...
Okay. It's time for Soge to put on his marriage counselor helmet. I take off my helmet and I put on... I'll tie up Timola's cloak to be sort of like a nifty-looking hat. I say, look, it's give and take, lady. Okay, it's give and take. He said statue, shadow, tongue. He said tongue. Please. Please, can you just say shadow? Don't make me trick you into saying shadow.
I really don't understand what you're talking about there, my friend.
Is there still light being cast in here?
Yes, are you still casting light?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Right, I step next to Bennett, and so that the thing he's casting
So you
on
step
the...
next to yourself.
Yeah,
We're
I do.
being cursed with just
I'm my
insanity.
own best friend. I step next to Theos, and I start making shadow puppets on the wall, specifically a duck. And I say to Soge, tell her to look at that and describe that.
Oh! I asked her, hey, look, what's that on the wall?
It seems to be the shadow of someone's hand. And the moment she says shadow, you feel underneath you the liquid sort of start to solidify into a strange shape.
Oh no! I jump out. I've definitely. I'm hoping I'm not in that while it's happening.
You may feel it scraping against your lower carapace, but you do manage to get out of the way as it finishes, until it sort of coalesces into this prismatic metal flower. Specifically, a lotus.
Beautiful.
Can we take it?
Would you like to?
It's cursed.
I think Soge deserves it.
Soge's just crying right now. His name's not Jim. It's not Jim. It's Sogeg.
I see you,
Sogeg the Mighty. It's Sogeg the Mighty.
See, Soge's having a really hard day. I'm gonna go over.
I think Sogeg's getting a cursed epithet just called Jim.
My name's not Jim.
Like, and I remember from Granny's. I just clap him on the back. I'm like, it's okay, Captain. You. And I hand him one of my. Let's see, was it 5 fruit snacks for a total of 1 ration of fruit snacks?
Yay!
Maybe he's just feeling a little hangry and cranky. Happens to the best
After
of
his
us.
nap, yeah.
Here's a Sogeg riddle. If getting power is to listen to a Scotsman and a woman who just won't say shadow, then that's power I don't want. May it be banished to hell.
So you're not taking the prize for solving this puzzle?
I mean, someone can say lotus. That sounds cool.
Is it edible?
If Sogeg won't pick it up, Bennett will pick it up.
Depends on your definition of edible.
Oh dear.
I'll not follow up on that.
So, Bennett, do you say you're taking it?
Yeah, if Sogeg won't pick it up, I'll pick it up.
Okay. Yeah, you pick up this gloriously otherworldly beautiful lotus flower.
Polite.
I put it in my pocket.
Okay. Let's hope that doesn't get forgotten about.
Does Bennett look different?
No. If he wanted to attune to the lotus, he could do.
Do you want me to sit in a corner with it for 10 minutes?
Okay, we can't
Also
leave this
that.
hanging. We need to know what this bloody.
Or
we need to know what this
got,
lotus
some
is.
hat casts as well.
I mean, do we want Zolk to do it or me to do it? I've got 2 casts of my hat left.
It depends on
Why are
if
we
you
wasting
want
hat charges?
Zolk to know what this thing does before everybody else.
I don't know if Dios's shadows of like if it's the Dios shadows, but Zolk's looking real evil. It looks like he's cackling, like rubbing his hands together in the corner there.
Slowly ringing his bell.
That's just a resting face. I don't know what you're on about.
Your resting face is looking like a weird little gremlin.
Resting face is rubbing my hands, waiting for the next problem.
Why are you cackling?
Yes.
You're definitely cackling right now. This is.
Okay, so what's the plan? Are you going to identify what this lotus does, or are you just going to keep hold of it and add it to the treasure pile? And
My
carry on?
I
services
think
are
after all
forever
that, we need
available.
to know what it is.
Go on, Nadrin.
Oh, for fuck's sake, we're wasting charges.
Also, you two would no longer be poisoned as well after this amount of time.
Oh, yay.
I'm not that bad. Just hand me the garbage.
Just let him do it. I don't want to use all of my charges up.
You get them back.
It's fair.
At some point.
Is the light next to Zolk red?
It is green.
Ah, it's green. Okay. I was going to take one for the team.
I will
I
not
could steal
remind-
Zolk and do it.
I will
but
not
Zolk
remind
was
you
stealing
where it
me.
is.
Yeah, smart.
I'll ritual cast it.
So, are you going to tell other people what it is before, or as soon as you know, or do you want me to just reveal it to you?
It depends what it is.
Yeah, I thought so.
The answer is really to him first.
Okay.
You've made a big stink of it now, I
There
wanna
should
know.
be a lotus in magic items. And I have a sinking feeling that the party may have made a mistake here.
Oh,
Let's all listen to the inflection in his tone.
Christ!
Okay, we need to know what it is.
Hang on.
I run over and pin Zolk.
Oh god, it requires praying to a god. No!
I mean, it doesn't have.
Pin
You
Zolk.
don't have to worship that god. You just spend the time praying to them, and if they like you, it will regain charges. Or you can make a sacrifice to them and gain even more.
Okay, Mogus would be quite easy then.
I say I like the sound of that. Yeah. I definitely pin
It
Zolk
just
as soon as I
depends
hear
on what
the
you want to do
second-
with those, additional charges.
I'm reading what this does, and what it'll do is it'll waddle over to Dios and give it to him.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
What is it? What is it?
Are you going to let everyone know what it is?
That's up to Dios.
I don't know what it is. What is it?
Are you going to tell Dios at least?
Yes.
Okay. There should be an item called a Nyx
I see it.
Lotus. Yeah.
I see it.
Oh, sick. Sounds like you kill people. Also sounds like a magic card.
It is a magic card.
It is a magic card.
That
Yeah, that's-
game
It's in
That's
my
why I
mind,
was
yeah.
interested.
is good card.
It's from
Yes,
the
so
Theros
having
set, so.
Interested.
That belongs to me. I am now
Yeah.
definitely going to have to. Does
What
my
is it?
armor count as a attunement slot? Is it my legendary?
Not your legendary ones, no.
Okay, so I am attuned to Dagger of Many Daggers, to Endurance, and my Luck Stone. I'm going to get rid of the Dagger of Many Daggers. With that. Definitely attuned to the Lotus.
It's pretty good.
Okay, so the next Lotus does many. Well, it does one very good thing. This Lotus can hold up to 9 resistance to all charges expended when you first attune to it. Once a day, you can spend 10 minutes praying to a god. I wonder which one I'm praying to.
I've shared it with everyone as well, so you can read along.
Yeah. If the god is pleased with you, the Lotus regains 1d4 expended charges. Alternatively, you may sacrifice to the god instead of praying. Watch out, Raptor. Following the appropriate ritual and giving an appropriate offering, regain 1d8 plus 1 expended charges. While you are carrying the Lotus, you can use an action to target yourself to regain an expended spell slot, expending a number of charges from the Lotus equal to the level of the spell slot.
Oh, so it's just a spell recharger.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
a spell.
I mean,
It's
so,
a
shit.
spell.
so the
It's a
reason
spell slot battery.
behind this is that that's essentially what the Nyx Lotus is in Magic. It's
Yeah.
you get mana based on your
That's
devotion,
really cool.
so that made sense to me.
So, Geg, you let... it slipped me out of my fingers. The power to slaughter.
You solved
I,
the puzzle and then gave the prize away.
I know. Shit. I thought
Can
it
I
was going
spend
to
10
be more
minutes
peaceful.
praying?
That's if everyone wants to leave you alone for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and they can leave me if they want.
Horrible feeling this is going to get nerfed with the cleric having it. That sounds obnoxious. I don't think that's going to be okay.
We'll see. We'll see. So, are you stopping for 10 minutes?
Has Pogeg come back yet? I'm walking into the room again.
He's not come back yet.
Okay.
No.
Pogeg!
There's still those sort of
boy.
mysterious floating crystals in that corner.
I'm going to pick up one of the crystals.
Okay.
I'm going to look at it with my looking eyes.
Pogeg takes
And use
10.
my blood sense. Is Pogeg inside the crystal?
No.
Okay.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Thinking brain power.
Oh,
So you get the feeling that this crystal leads somewhere, and because Pogeg inhaled it, that's probably where he's gone.
I got that on a crit fail, which makes me very suspicious of what. I'm going to bring the crystal over to Nadrin, because Nadrin's good at spells and stuff. Nadrin, do you know what this crystal is, or it goes to?
I'll have a look at it.
You know crystals, right?
Do I also need to make an Arcana?
You'd make
Check.
one an advantage, yes.
Okay. Do have proficiency with it,
Oh,
but I
Oh dear.
still did bad
You would know
because
dear.
I got another nat one.
it is
Yeah.
that one
a
crew.
magical crystal that has if it was still in one piece rather than shattered, you get the feeling it would help you specifically as a sorceress. But other than that, you don't know what it is.
Are there by any chance...
Okay.
Sorry. I was going to say, are there by any chance... What is that? 7 shards of the crystal floating about in this other room?
There's a good handful. It's almost like dust in the air.
I will just scoop up a good handful then and put it in my bag.
Okay.
We might be inhaling some dust later to go save Pogeg.
Put down Pogeg disappearance dust.
Pogeg disappearance
So
dust.
that I know what
I'm
you're
coming for
actually
you,
referencing,
Pogeg.
without
I
actually
won't let
telling you
you-
what it
I won't-
is.
Pogeg disappearance dust. I'm going to put in brackets, huff it. To see God.
That's accurate.
Yes.
Quite.
Oh, we're going there. No Pogeg left behind. Anyway.
I don't know what you're on about.
So, as you're taking 10 minutes to allow Dios to perform his sermon, would you like to roll a d4, Dios?
Certainly will. The
Oh, it regains 2 charges. So you can hold a maximum of 9.
you can
And
start, and this is a once per day thing.
once per day, and it takes 10 minutes. So basically, when
Well-
you have your long rest, you roll on that.
Well, Dios prays before he goes to bed anyway, so
Yeah.
maybe I check.
Sacrifices are a lot more intense than just, prayers. That's why you get a lot more back, but they'll actually require something given up.
I can help you with that.
Oh, I'm sure Pogeg will have something to say about it.
I'm looking more at Well, so I'm not looking at Pogeg.
Well,
Neither am I.
I gave you his mounted gun and then took him away from you.
That's very, very cruel of you. Very cruel.
You just have to trust the rat.
So, I'll give you a chance to explore a little bit further before we come to the end. I just solved 2 puzzles, or 1 puzzle and 1 just room filled with mimics.
Very tempted to throw a curveball and run through this red door that I'm pretty sure is here.
So that's a red door, that's a green
Christ.
door,
You remembered it.
and that's a green door.
Give me an additional sheet, boy.
Oh, I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted.
So go back down if you're going through some tunnels.
Oh, thank you. You just see Sergei looking at the 2 doors, eyeing up his choices.
You get to be.
What does he have left to live for?
Rat.
No Pogeg. What can he do?
Become the best thing there is known to man.
It's the second Pogeg you've lost.
I will find this one. Not to throw a curveball, but I will just huff this stuff on my own. Be like being in high school. Soviet high school all over again. No, I've still like coughing up kind of general crap from being Zolt before. I think I'll restrain myself.
You personally weren't me.
That's true, actually. We're doing it. Yeah. I run through the red door.
So the red crystal cracks, and Zulk and Sogeg swap bodies.
Additional
so
character
I
sheets for
believe you already have control over Zulk, Sogeg, so I will give Zulk. Oh, I think this is the first time Sogeg is swapped bodies with somebody that wasn't under Sogeg's control to begin with.
Yeah,
It is true. That's how demolished I've been. I'm no longer Sogeg. I'm Jim. Jim has no Pogeg.
Giving you that curse.
Jim has no... My alter ego. It's my peasant form.
My God, the amount of tracking things. What the fuck?
Oh,
am I
yeah,
looking
it's got a lot of stuff to keep track of. This is what you should be doing.
Who are you looking at?
Ah!
To be fair, a lot of them aren't active because they're epithets. Which is their charges if I need.
Yeah,
My
this is
God.
what a clean and organised character sheet looks like, Zulk. This is
Very
how he
glad.
actually knows what abilities he has.
I hate
For the
it.
benefit of everyone, I've used most of my stuff. Apart from the ring of jumping, go nuts with it.
Yes.
Glad
Cause
with
a
it.
cave in with me noggin. How much lay of hands have you got?
None, I believe.
Oh my God, he doesn't. I can't heal myself.
Nope. My spell slots are done.
Anyway, you're in Sogeg's body anyway.
Yeah, I was going to heal
God,
my
it
body.
smells.
Well, it depends on who can get away from who.
Oh, you've left me with nothing. How could you do this?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm going for the green door.
You go through the green door. Okay, so
Oh.
we swap guts.
Oh my God.
Oh, no. No.
Okay,
Why?
so
Oh, God, I was going to stop this and I
give
didn't.
you
Oh, no.
Scott's control over
Oh, what have you done?
Sogeg.
What have you done?
So I'll close that sheet because it's useless to me.
And
This is a beautiful place to end.
Zulk, you've been Scots before, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't need to give you that character sheet.
Oh God.
Okay,
There is nothing wrong with my mindset here.
so directly in front of you, Skugegg, I guess, is a
no.
blue door, and then yeah, we've got a green door here.
Oh. So.
So Zulk Scots goes through the green door, and the green gem cracks and follows. So.
What's the
Okay.
problem?
And then in that room on the other side is another green door, as well as a very clearly magical circle in the middle. Well, a couple pots.
I run onto the circle.
Mama, look at the circle.
Okay,
We
so
all play this game.
you run onto the circle, and you end up over here. Oh, okay.
I flip off Zutsk.
Ah, that's messed up. Oh god.
Okay.
Uh,
Kind of hoping it would explode him, I'll be honest, but didn't work. Oh, hello, Mr. Chest.
a chest that looks
Walking down the paths less travelled.
distinctly less crackly now that this thing's lit up.
Oh, you tempt me. That's not fair.
Right?
Does it still have the same writing on it?
It still has the same writing on it.
Walk.
Walk the
Oh,
path less
I told you,
travelled.
yeah. I just walked the path less travelled.
Yep, it opens
Oh, sweet.
to reveal
Ooh.
a sort of blackish purple shard, sort of shifting colours and almost like objects inside it.
Does Zolk have a achievement slot left?
No.
No. I only attune to something, and I'll pick it up and attune to it.
What are you going to unattune
Oh,
to?
it sounds cool. I want to attune. I don't know what do you attune to, Zolk. What's the latest thing? Phoenix feather. Phoenix feather. We won't need that.
Okay. You unattune to the Phoenix Feather, and then you pick up the shard, and while you can very clearly tell it is magical, it will not let you attune to it.
Oh.
And
Does it?
But just to make sure you know
Oh.
what it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it feel very strong of Nyx magic?
Not Nyx magic, no.
Oh. Oh no, of the shifty man. Okay, I'll stash this in my pocket. I'm going to call it Stone to Give Sogeg.
You rat bastard.
Hey? It's perfect.
And with that, I reckon we'll put a pause for today, unless there's something anyone wants to quickly do before we finish.
Kill Sogo?
You're not Sogeg anymore. Oh, and you could still kill Sogeg, yes.
So at the moment, we've got Zolk in Scott's body, Scott in Sogeg's body, and Sogeg in Zolk's body. And only a handful of doors left.
We need to wrestle Zolk, real Zutsk, and we need to make sure we do not. We're in dangerous territory now.
Okay,
Oh, man.
so we'll put a pause there. So let's do the piety, story, and loyalty. So,
Sorry, very quick question on that. Who does it go to the bod? Like what? What happens
so
now?
it goes on. Go to your normal character sheets. It is.
Oh, cool.
It is. So, in the same way as your epithets carry with you when your mind swaps bodies, yeah, they would all still go to
I will
your
keep.
original characters.
Dope. It's very handy.
Because there's no fair rewarding somebody else's character for your roleplay.
That is true.
So, piety points. Everyone able to get piety at the moment, which is only, I believe, Bennett, Sogeg, and Zolk. They get a point for showing up. Did you complete your minor divine agenda? That is a yes for Sogeg, as you got the mounted Epithemos. I will say yes to Bennett as well. As while you don't know what it is, you've definitely got an item that will help you bring death.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
Well, it's more you picked it up and nobody identified it, so you just kept it.
Oh, was there another thing I was meant to be identifying?
right at the beginning, Bennett picked up a very
Yeah.
warm sword.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just in my inventory as warm sword. So.
As for
I feel like I did identify that one
No, you didn't.
because that was the first time we talked about it.
We
You know
talked about it.
I
But
will.
we
I will
did it.
give this your agenda to you, Zolk, because although you specifically didn't find it, it has been found this session by your body. So yes.
Hey, hey, it is for Zolk.
You rat bastard!
I just got you a point of pint. Mark your words. Exactly last week, a point's a point. Well, those not your words. Those not your words.
I wasn't exactly wrong. So I'll accept it.
It won't do anything for you, but you've got it.
I'm not going to get to keep it.
Did you expand your god's influence in the world in a concrete way? I'm going to say no. Same for diminishing the influence of a rival god. Actually, no. I will give a point. Oh, I would have given a point to Dios on that one for zealously preaching the word of heal to everybody to force them to get healed by you.
That is fair.
But you've still got your ordeal going on, so.
Oh yeah.
And no successful divine interventions. Story points for everybody. Yay. Good point for just playing today. Did you overcome a great challenge using violent or non-violent means? I don't think we've had any great challenges. Did you make a significant discovery or unearth some lost history? I'll give you a point for that one for solving the puzzle, even if it did take some quite direct hints.
Hey.
We're bad at this.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun. Did you perform an act worthy of a new epithet? Go on, tell me your new epithets. I'm already writing down that Sogek is getting the Jim cursed epithet.
I'm very feeling that I'm getting a cursed epithet here. But my name is not Jim. It's not.
I haven't made notes about the gym thing at all.
Oh God! You rat bastard! Got a rat bastard in here.
Careful where you sleep, boy.
So, anyone feel like they did something amazing this session?
Really?
Found out mimics are edible-ish. But I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I will actually. I'll give you a point for that because I was not expecting you to pass that save, let alone help everybody else also pass that save.
I mean, I crit it.
So too.
I'll eat it.
I'm just going to put foodie as my sort of note to myself. I'll give it a better name later.
Booty works.
I mean, over the course,
Successful scavenging.
I don't know if you'd want to count it, but over the course of the last 2 sessions, how many doors have I ran through?
Oh god.
Professional door runner.
I will write down body swapper. Yes.
Oh no!
Oh yes!
Oh no.
Oh no! What have you done?
I don't like this.
We'll see how it plays out. It might be one of those epithets that grow over time, but we'll see.
I
I really don't want to go sleep near Zolk now. Just-
Well, if I read the spell right, it doesn't matter where you are in the world.
oh,
Yeah, it
No,
genuinely doesn't
no.
matter where the other
No,
person is in the
yeah.
world. Sleep
I
and
hate
dream are
this.
amazing.
I'm never sleeping again.
Hey, just don't be confused if I start collecting everybody's hair.
You're really weird.
It makes the save to find out if I did this to you at disadvantage.
He's saying this in Skuts' body right now. It's even weirder.
Okay, so those are the epithets. So it's basically a point to Scuds and a point to Zolk. And no successful wills of the people.
All the 69.
It's a success in different ways.
Hilarious.
Loyalty for, well, it'll just be Neil at this point. Although I'll let you keep track of Pokeg's bomb.
Yes.
Did you return the session? Get a point. Did you?
Hang on a second.
Oh, you all right?
Go away, alarm! The alarm did not want to turn off. Okay,
So you need
so
to wake
I'm
up
here.
at them
Yeah, we do loyalty right as I need to take my meds.
So, did you fight together
Dungeon
as
is
one?
crazy.
I'm going to say no, because there wasn't. I mean, there was a bit of combat, but it wasn't fighting together. Did you sacrifice
good.
Guarded the
something for
door.
the good of your companion? I'm going to say no.
I told Zolk off for trying to steal him again.
Because that's where you'll get a point for the next one. Did your companion perform an incredible action? And I will give a point to both Neil and Pogeg for that. Neil for being able to resist Zolk's new addiction, which we will need to keep track of. As well as Pogeg. It definitely was an incredible action to jump in a random box, see all the magical sparkles, and think, I know what to do. Let's inhale it.
Like,
And considering
the
the
lesson I've
other
learned-
gem with magical sparkles has sort of weird octopus tentacles and eyeballs in it, well, I'll let that define what's happened to Pogeg.
I've learned to gain loyalty, you just have to blow yourself up. Go on, Pogeg.
Did your
You did
companion
it.
remain in good health? Well, there's only one that's still here, so Neil will get a point for that.
Oh, poor Pogeg.
Well, another true to the name Theros Chaos session there. I hope that was fun for everybody. There's still plenty more of the temple to explore, depending on how much more torture you want me to put you through.
Getting
The rest.
sadistic at this point. From a massacre.
I'll say for you've done the majority. There's a couple other puzzles and items to find if you want to. But that's entirely up to you. As well as a couple more doors to try and fix yourselves if you want to. But we'll find out next week. So, thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everybody for watching along up with the live streams and talking in the chat. So even if we can't directly respond to them while we're playing, it's always still appreciated. We will be back next week at the same time for session 22 of Theros Chaos.
Make sure you hit that follow button if you enjoyed and want to make sure you catch a ping for next week's stream. It's a great way to not miss it.
And be sure to check out the links to our YouTubes if you want to find the VODs, the recordings of these sessions. If there's moments you want to go back and relive, personal favourite is still the hippogriffs.
That is a good one.
I really like the ants.
that breakdown of I'm arguing with an ant, I love it.
All right.
Will indeed be immortalized as magic cards.
I definitely think that the hippogriffs are my favourite, but the ant is a close second.
For sure.
So
With that, everybody take care, have a good one, and we'll see you all next time.
we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye.